Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Robert from Jobs 180, and this is Jobs 180's Marketing Me Live. Now, this program is done for schools in the area Muntinlupa, Las Piñas, and Parañaque. Muntinlupa, Parañaque, Las Piñas, or MuntiParLas area. So thank you for joining, but before we continue, may I please invite you to join us for a short prayer.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Okay, so once again, thank you for coming. Now we would like to know our viewers better, so I would like to ask you to comment your name, your school, your course, or the year that you graduated or the year that you are graduating. So that we would know kung saan kayo galing, anong course yung tinitake nyo, so that we would get to know you better, yun lang. And of course, hindi kayo nandito if not for the help of our school officials, school partners, aming mga focal person sa inyong school. And with that said, I would like to invite someone to give a short message to us. So we would like to invite the school director of the University of Perpetual Health System Delta, Las Piñas Campus, Dr. Alfonso H. Loreto.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Sir Robert,
Good afternoon,
and
sir.
and to all, also to our longtime partner and friend, Mr. Kim Chua of Jobs 180, and to all our co-educators, graduates, and students of our participating schools here in MuntiParLas, Dr. Filemon Aguilar, Lyceum of Alabang, Olivares College, Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Muntinlupa, Pat's College of Aeronautics, San Beda College Alabang, and Southfield International School here in Las Piñas. My dear friends, we are living on fire. Fire means the fourth industrial revolution. And being so, we need to be very, very smart and at the same time become an inhabitant of this particular environment. Many of us who are older than you who are seeking jobs and actually inhabiting this particular environment, the fourth industrial revolution, you need to really be having your own flight plans. That is my first word for you. You have to chart a flight plan. And then when you charted one, you have to focus on that flight plan. No other plans. You have to focus that. But if it is necessary that you change your plan because of an emergency, then the third word that I would like to share with you is you have to be flexible. That is what we are right now when we have to become flexible because of a particular situation we are in when the pandemic came. Indeed, we have so many plans, but as they say, man proposes, but God disposes. So here we are. We need to accept the environment, but we have to really make sure that we are flexible and we'll be able to adapt to this new normal. And in order to do that, as Mr. Robert was mentioning to us, you will be able to get the job that you are looking for if you will stand out, if you will make a difference during the interview or when you are looking for a job. And in order to stand out, to make a difference in a crowd, you should be competent. You should show yourself to be competent. The second C is you should be competitive. You should really be competitive. And then show to the employer to be that you are committed to what you are trying to tell them. And when you tell all of this to them, they can already see what is in you, your character, your charisma. When you have all of these C's in you, you will stand out. You will become a person that they will really look after. A millennial who is a competent, competitive, committed to the work that he or she would like to be to do in the future. So all of us, for that matter, whether professionals or young or old, and those students or teachers, the motto for the day is really we continue learning. So we teach one another to learn how to learn. And this is the motto of life. This is the motto of everyone who would like to continue its journey, who would like to continue its flight to where he or she wants to go, a destination of a better life, of a better future. To all of you, my dear friends, good luck to all those who are looking for jobs, and for those who will be accepting us, we thank you for really looking in us, our competencies, our competitiveness, our commitment, and then we stand out because of charisma that we have really shown to them. To all of you, as a perpetualite, we would like to share with you that we want you all to become helpers of God too one day. Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Dr. Loretta, for your message. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. And as you mentioned, important ang pagiging flexible and adapting, which is a good way para papakita natin ang topic natin later, which is isa doon ang pag-a-adapt. Doon papasok ang inyong message about adapting. So thank you, Dr. Loreto. We hope to get to see you again. Sana next time in person na. And thank you. I think yung video nyo naghang, but that doesn't matter. We heard your message well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so thank you sa ating viewers na nagko-comment na ngayon. Yung mga from UPHSD, kahit name and school na lang ang inyong i-comment. Yung others, paki-comment yung name, school, course, year you graduated, or year that you are graduating. So thank you again. Nakikita ko kayo, huwag kayo mag-alala. Nakikita ko mga comments nyo dyan. And nakikita ko rin yung iba na nagsasabi, tinatag ang kanilang mga kaibigan. Good job sa inyo. Tigil na raw ang kung ano-anong nilalaro dyan or what. Sama na kayo dito sa amin. Okay, so I want to show you the topics that we will be tackling today. As yung na-mention ko, taking from yung message ni Dr. Loreto na ang topic natin isa dito ay bagay ang message niya na adapting. So we have 3 topics na i-cover. Yung first is coping with the challenges of the new normal. We will have a representative from UPHSD, Las Piñas. And then next is starting your home-based career. And then we have someone from Optum Global Solutions. And then last is more of a panel discussion rather than a presentation. Work opportunities in MuntiParLas from Accenture, APEC, and Sykes Asia. Okay, so for the first 2 topics, yung speaker magbibigay ng presentation. And then at the end, meron tayong short Q&A. So dahil nga meron tayong short Q&A, paki-comment sa comment box ang inyong questions and then babasahin natin later para masagot na ating speaker. Okay? So I would like now to move on to our first speaker who will be talking about coping with the challenges of the new normal. To introduce her, our speaker, Professor Yeng Gatchalian, is a registered psychologist. She is the former chair of the Teaching Special Interest Group of the Psychological Association of the Philippines, or PAP, and served as member of the board of directors of the same organization. She was also part of the PAP-MHPSS, or Mental Health Psychosocial Service Special Interest Group, and one of the conveners of the LGBT Psychology Special Interest Group of the same organization. At present, Professor Yeng is the advisor of the Psychological Association of the Philippines, Calabarzon, Mimaropa chapter. Professor Gatchalian is an professor of the University of Perpetual Health System, Dalta in Las Piñas, and has taught in various universities in the Philippines, like FEU, and a very short stint in the University of Santo Tomas. At present, she does modular teaching for graduate school in Holy Angel University and Polytechnic University of the Philippines. She earned her master's degree in psychology from Ateneo de Manila University and presently working on her doctorate degree in De La Salle University, Manila, where she also taught for 2 years after her long commitment with Palawan State University, where she served as faculty for almost 10 years and held various administrative positions, the last of which was as director for the Center for Women and Gender Studies under the Gender and Development Program and handled cases referred by the Puerto Princesa City Government for their Gender and Development Program and local non-government and government organizations and agencies for psychological intervention and consultation. She is also a national lecturer for board examination for psychometrician and psychologist for RGO Review Center, which is a top leading review center in the Philippines, and served as consultant for a rehabilitation for substance users in Batangas. Professor Yang does facilitators training and coaching and consulting for psychological first aid and mental health, the knowledge channel of the ABS-CBN, the disaster risk reduction management of the Department of Education, Black Canvas, Virgin Lab Fest, and Sining Galing of Cultural Center of the Philippines. Let us now all welcome Professor Yeng Gatchalian, a registered psychologist and associate professor in UPHSD Las Piñas. Hello, Ms. Yeng.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, Ms. Yeng. Nice to see you
Magandang
po again.
hapon.
Yes,
Nice to see you too.
na-mention ko po kanina ang ating topic and connect ko to sa message kanina ni Dr. Loreto. And I think mag-fit better kapag nanggaling na sa inyo, mapapakita niyo po what I'm saying. So, test na po natin ang screen natin ulit. I'm
Sige, I'm going to share my
if
screen.
it's... Sige po.
Ayan. Actually, kanina
So,
nung nagtutalk si
well,
Dr. Loreto, I was feeling the message kasi yun talaga yung pag-uusapan natin today.
Yes,
Kaya
yes. Saktong-sakto
sakto.
nga po sa inyo. So, na-excite din ako. Sabi ko, when hearing the message, oy, bagay ang ating topic. Next, first the topic,
Correct.
swap na agad. Okay, Ms. Yang, I could see the slide. You are clear, ikaw din, and then we can hear your audio well. So, I will be coming back later for the Q&A, and the floor is yours. Thank you. See you later.
Thank you so much. You know, this is one of the favorite topic nowadays, no? And also, personally, this is one of my favorite topics na ginagawa ko ngayon season na to because of the pandemic, di ba? So I'd like to acknowledge and recognize, of course, would like to say good afternoon to everyone, especially to our school director, Dr. Loreto, sir. Andito po ako. Ayan. I'm also very proud to represent our university, the University of Perpetual Health, Dalta in Las Piñas. Ayan, so yung mga alumni natin dyan, ang mga estudyante natin, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. So today, we're going to talk about how we can really take care of ourselves. You know, yung iba sa inyo, gagraduate pa lang, iba graduate na at naghahanap ng trabaho o pwedeng nandyan na kayo sa work ninyo, no? And we're actually all experiencing similar of different modalities, different intensity of what we can say uncertainty of because of what's going on right now. So ito yung pag-uusapan natin, how can we cope with the new challenges that we have? Yan, yun yung title. Pero hindi ko na siya sinama. Ang tinitle ko talaga is care because I really would want you to think of this word from now on. No? If you would like to cope, think of care. Ayan, because you have to remember that you matter. We know that because of the pandemic, ganito na itsura natin ngayon. Ayan, o di ba? Para tayo yung mga pusang bored na bored talaga. Kung hindi man bored na bored, tired na tired. Kasi nga yung iba talagang work from home. And we do understand that yung trabaho nga ngayon na binibigay sa atin medyo mas nakakabigat pagdating sa pag-iisip, no? Less maybe of the physical, but more of a thinking work. Kaya nga sabi namin, ang daming tumataba kasi na mas nakakagutom ang trabahong pangkaisipan. Totoo yan. Mas marami kang ginagawa that requires your thinking. Mas madali kang ma-drain ng energy at saka mas madali kang magutom. Kaya lalo akong lumulobo ngayong mga panahong ito. So kayo rin ba? Pero alam niyo, when we talk of coping, what I always, like this is always, like in all my talks, I always, this is my opening salvo. You want to take care of yourself? Smile. Diba? You need to begin your day with a smile.
Hello, good afternoon, Miss Yang. I think nagka-technical issues tayo with your video. We can hear you right now and hindi po gumagalaw ang ating video. Pwede po ba natin i-test ulit? Sayang, nandun na tayo sa part na sinasabi ni Miss Yeng kung gaano ka-important ang pag-smile. So, dyan pala ang malaking bagay na. So, itatest natin ulit. If Miss Yeng, if you are hearing us. And well, habang hinihintay natin si Miss Yeng, I will say na mag-commercial muna tayo. Magpakita lang ka ng short video para sa inyo and then ayusin natin to.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com and click Register now. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and is easy to recall by potential employers, and fill out the other information needed.
Register, go to your email address and validate your jobs180.com account to activate.
Step 2. Complete your resume link. When creating your resume link, make sure to complete your personal and contact information, your profile picture, and your cover photo. You can also put your objectives, work options, work experience, certifications, achievements, skills and languages, references, and portfolio. Your resume link also features different themes and a cover photo. Step 3. Submit your resume link. If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link, or you can even share the job vacancy with your friends. You can also apply for jobs outside jobs180.com by sending your resume link through any platform. Register, complete, submit your resume link.
So what are you waiting for? Turn your life around by creating your own resume link and applying for your dream job.
Okay, so sorry for yung ating technical difficulties. And I could see Miss Yeng is back. Miss Yeng, I think naka-mute po kayo. Testing naman po natin
Ayan,
yung
I'm
audio.
back. I'm back. Sorry about
Yan,
that.
Miss Yeng is back with us. So try uli natin ang ating share screen, Miss Yeng. Habang
Okay.
sinishare ni Miss Yeng ang screen, comment po uli tayo ng ating name and school para sa UPHSD. Enough na ang name and school. For others, name, school, course, and year that you graduated or graduated. Sige. So Miss Yeng, kanina you stopped nung you were saying something about the importance of smiling. So, balik po tayo doon. Kung pwede po start tayo doon sa slide nyo about importance of smiling sa pag-show din ng care. Kasi yun ang una yung point na sinabi na one good way to adapt starting with care. So, yun. Okay, so para sa ating mga viewers, don't forget, pwede kayo mag-comment ng inyong questions dito and then sasagutin namin. Kasi yun nga, nakikita namin uli ang lahat ng comments nyo. Sige. Right now, naglo-load ang screen ni Miss Yeng. Nag-share screen. We're just waiting for it to load. And silipin ko lang ang ating mga viewers, mga nagko-comments. Yes. Marami ang UPHSD. And then may nagre-react. Merong nag-wrong react. Na-angry mo ba yung post, sir? Sige. So, actually, pati yung pag-react, pag-comment nyo dito, it's a good way para pakita nyo that you are participating. Not necessarily kailangan nyo mag-ask ng questions kasi nakikita pa rin namin kayo dyan. But of course, we encourage pa rin yung questions. Sige. Balikan ulit natin si Miss Yeng. Miss Yeng? I think nakita ko na
Ayan.
load yung screen mo
Hello.
pero hindi siya lumabas.
Naglolo
Yes,
ko yata
ma'am.
yung
Kanina
connection
when we
ah.
tested it sa ating dry run, walang naging issue with
Oo nga eh,
connection.
ba't hindi siya
So
lumalabas?
it's really clear, no issue with yung
Oo nga
video,
eh, I don't
audio,
know
all of it is
why.
going well. Sige po. Sige.
It was perfect earlier, pero now parang naglolo ko siya. But you know, my connection here is okay eh. I don't know.
Sige, and now we are still waiting para mag-load. And while we are waiting, tingnan ko na rin ang the rest of the people here.
Sabay tayo
Yes, they're
nawawala.
from
I'm
different
amazed.
courses. I'm glad to see na different courses din ang represented ng mga nandito
Ayan.
sa ating webinar. Hindi lang from one course, so alam namin well distributed. So thank you again for our school officials that helped us disseminate yung information nitong ating webinar.
Hello?
Ms. Yeng, you were saying po, I'm hearing you again. Ms. Yeng, try po natin na stop muna yung screen and then i-share ulit.
Wala pa yung slide.
And now I can see your slide saying smile.
Nako.
Okay. Testing po natin kung nagagalaw. Yes.
Oh, hindi.
So, choppy na lang po ng konti, but it's much better than earlier. Now, the screen is there. Na-try niya na po ba na stop yung share and then share it again? Sometimes that helps. Hindi ko alam kung bakit gano'n. Sometimes kung naglolo ko ang computer, turning it off and on again fixes everything.
Okay.
Magandang dito sa ating share screen. Miss Yang, maybe we could try na off-cam kayo and then share niyo yung screen. Maybe that would help. Para I think may nagagawa rin yung contribution sa pagkuha ng net or what. So, yun naman ang try natin na work around. If you can hear, yung screen nyo, you share it, and then naka-blank lang yung camera niya. Sige. Okay, so I'm once again looking at ang ating comments, and I'm glad to see hindi lang fourth year students. I could see second year, third year, fourth year students. So thank you very much for coming here with us. Tingit ko na rin, this is not our first webinar and this won't be the last. Meron tayo, actually kahapon lang and the day before yesterday, meron na tayo mga webinars and meron pa tayo succeeding. And although this is done specifically for schools in MuntiParLas areas, pwede pa rin kayo sumali doon sa other webinars. Sabihin natin, okay siya for other areas, pero yung ibang topics can apply to everyone as well. So we hope we could see you there. And doon pwede rin kayo mag-comment again your questions. If meron kayong mga questions na hindi na-address today, pwede nyo i-address naman doon mamaya, I mean later on. Tapos, sometimes kasi nauubos yung time dahil maraming questions sa ating mga speakers. So kapag hindi na-address, maganda na tanong natin ulit. Kasi minsan bumabalik naman ang ating speakers, sila ulit. Or meron tayo ibang speakers from another company na nagtatackle ng same na topic. So, pwede nyo rin actually balikan. Kung titingnan nyo, lahat nasa Facebook page namin. Itong live recording, i-repost namin sa Facebook page. So, lahat mababalikan nyo. So, kung meron kayong gustong tingnan ulit, meron kayong na-miss na portion, pwede nyong tingnan ulit, balikan. So, Miss Yeng, I could see you again. Nakamute lang po ulit.
Okay.
And now, audio's kind of swell.
I actually, I just refreshed. Baka may problema because of the so much activity on the laptop. So I tried to refresh and remove and close some apps. So baka yun yung reason. Alam mo naman ang traffic ngayon ay nasa internet, wala na masyado sa kalsada.
Yes.
Correct. So apologies for that. I'll share my screen.
Ulit. Baka po may ma-contribute din if naka-off yung cam nyo tapos naka-share yung screen. Testing po natin.
Pwede. Oo, pwede siguro. Wait, ha?
Sige po.
There you go. I'm just checking. There. And then, let's see.
Sige po.
Okay, sige. I'll turn my cam off.
Okay, off cam muna si Ma'am Yeng. And then, naglo-load ang kanya.
There you go.
Now, we could see ulit yung inyong presentation. So, try po ulit natin.
Ayun, at maganda siya.
Presentation.
Okay. So, I don't need to be seen. You're just seeing a circle of rainbow.
Yes.
On my screen.
So, appropriate din naman ang rainbow picture nyo sa ating smiling and caring topic. So, sige po, Miss Yeng. I will be backstage po ulit. I'll come back for the Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So I'm welcome.
Hello, Miss Yeng. Nawala po ang sound nyo.
Bring myself
Ay,
back.
we can hear you a bit. Medyo choppy lang. Baka try natin ang next slide. Kasi I think may animation. Maybe that would be contributing to something. So, testing po natin lahat. Magagawa natin ang paraan. We will go back live. So to our viewers, thank you for staying here with us, for first of all coming. Sayang, kasi yung topic ni Miss Yeng ay hindi ko masasalo. Wala akong masasabing mabuti about it. Nakita nyo naman ang credentials ni Miss Yeng na she is an expert on the topic. So kung ako man sumalo ng talk na yon, sorry, baka mas malala pa ang mangyari. Wala akong makontribute para sa inyo. Although, mas share ko na lang din na I think it's common ang mga way that we need to adapt. Na-mention nga ni Dr. Loreto, the importance of it. And not just for students, kami rin, we are working para magawa itong pag-a-adapt. And sometimes it's hard nga. And kaya nga sana we would have wanted this talk to hear the talk of Ma'am Yeng, because it's the first time we would tackle a topic like that, or a topic that would cover with someone ni Miss Yeng and her credentials. So ito ay inaasahan namin, and actually this is requested by some, these topics, kasi pwede kayong mag-request ang school officials nyo. They could request for specific na topic, and titingnan namin if meron kaming makuhang someone from the industry na ma-cover yung topic na yun. Kasi nga, as I mentioned earlier, hindi kami expert sa lahat ng topics na to. So, yung iba we can cover. Let's see, kung titingnan yung ibang videos namin about virtual interviews, as we've been doing that, we are aware of what we should do pagdating sa mga virtual interviews. And pero itong mga requested na topic na to, talagang sa industry partners, school partners namin talaga dapat makuha. Sige. I am checking once again, and I think, our tech team, don't worry, yung tech team namin ay may ginagawa behind the scenes. And as mentioned, magandang timing, testing ulit natin. Miss Yeng, you are up once again. So you could see Miss Yeng. Miss Yeng, medyo choppy lang, but I could see you. And then,
Yeah.
there, I can hear you again
I
right now.
am. Kaya lang, I'm looking, yes. Actually, I can hear you clearly, but I can see robotic movement. Oo, sorry. I don't know what's happening, but kanina we were really good. Biglang
Yes.
bumibitaw yung connection ko. But we'll try to make it, just keep smiling. Okay? Smile lang tayo lahat.
Buti umabot tayo
Natin
sa
yung part
slide
ng
na yun.
smile.
Yan ang pwede natin gawin right now, Ma'am Yeng.
Oo nga.
Sige, while you are
Share
figuring
screen
out how
ko
to
na,
make it
ha?
work, sasaluhin ko muna yung pag-smile and nod sa ating mga viewers.
Sige.
To our viewers, sakto pa rin to sa pag-a-adapt. Ganyan talaga, meron tayong mga madadaanan na issues. Sa iba, nag-online classes. I think nagiging common issue itong naghahang and maraming workarounds. And I think, thankfully, merong ibang mga gumagawa ng effort like to address yung online na classes. Merong ibang ginagawa ang depende sa school. And I hope and I'm assuming meron na rin ginagawa ang ating school right now para sa pag-address nitong mga problems online, like for mga students.
Ayun. I think
online
every time I
issues.
share, yeah, I think it's I don't know why it has been an issue on sharing. I will try again to share. Kanina kasi when we shared, we were good, di ba?
Yes, ma'am. Nag-dry tech run
Okay.
lang kami ni Ma'am Yeng earlier
So, I'm
today,
sharing
and
again.
everything was working fine. So we apologize sa ating viewers na we are facing this right now. And don't worry, Ma'am Yeng, meron tayong support
Yes,
from
sorry.
Ma'am Merl. Ma'am Merl, thank you for supporting us. Go, Ma'am Yeng, and smile. Thank you din to Ma'am Merl. Ma'am
Yeah,
Merl has
go
been
and
helping
smile.
us disseminate yung info. I'm guessing kaya marami sa inyo nandito dahil sa efforts ni Ma'am Merl, ni Ma'am Nora, para rin makipag-connect kila Dr. Loreto and kay Ma'am
Yes.
Yeng. Sige, ma'am, try uli natin.
Correct. Okay. Ayan, hindi gumagalaw, no? Dapat gumagalaw yan. Pero importante naririnig niyo ako. Sige, so we will continue. Let's continue.
Ulit, while you are still figuring it out, I would like to acknowledge na nandito rin at invited din ang ating other schools. Nandito sila pati yung ating mga school partners from them. So ito sa mga MuntiParLas areas, sila Southville, San Beda, Lyceum, Pamantahan San Lugso ng Muntinlupa, Olivares. Later, we will have someone from Olivares College to give some remarks. And since we are still having issues with yung kay Ma'am Yeng, I would have to skip muna ang kanyang topic. Don't worry, we will be doing things behind sa ating mga tech backstage. But for now, move on po tayo sa ating topic. So ating topic will be given by someone from another industry partner namin, and she has been giving talks actually with us. And actually, just a few days ago, dumating siya para sa panel discussion. So for now, I would like to introduce our second speaker. Our second speaker is she is a college graduate from De La Salle University, Manila, where she finished her course of international studies, majoring in European studies.
Hello?
She then started her first job in Citigroup Business Process Solutions back in 2010 as a sourcing associate. Today, she is currently employed for more than 7 years with Optum Global Solutions as a recruitment manager who handles specifically the campus and graduates program. I would now like to present to you, introduce to you Ms. Reese Pasia, Recruitment Manager of Optum Global Solutions. Ms. Reese, are you there na po?
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, good afternoon, Ms. Reese. Nice to see you po again.
Yes, nice to see you again, Robert.
We just saw each other nung Tuesday and now
Yes,
again. And I bet sa future marami pang beses. So you will be
definitely.
talking about starting your home-based career. And as usual, since ilang beses nyo na kami nakasama, you know the drill. I will be going backstage and we'll be back for our Q&A. Sige
All
po.
right. No
Naman po
problem,
natin
Robert.
ang screen share niya, Ms. Reese.
All right. Let me know, Robert,
Yes.
if you can see my screen already, okay?
Okay, no problem. But as far as yung audio, everything's clear. No issue naman sa inyong audio. And sa
Perfect.
inyo, we could see you well. Wala namang issues. Now I could see your screen, pa full screen na lang, so we could start.
Okay, let me know if it's on
And
full
it's there.
screen.
It's up. It's
Perfect.
up na. Okay,
Great.
Miss Reese, I will see you later. Thank you.
See you, Robert. Thank you so much. All right. So, everyone, again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon in Jobs 180. Again, my name is Reese Pasia. I'm part of Optum Global Solutions Philippines. And I'm very happy to be part of this webinar for today to share with you, of course, my organization where I work for, as well as also a few tips and also opportunities for your home based career. So, just to start things off, what I wanted to do is casually introduce myself so you get to know me more. So as you can see, my name is Reese Pasia, and I have been part of Optum Global Solutions for almost 8 years already. So sometimes I can't believe it. It's been that long already. I've been with the organization. So I believe then that I'm very happy with my company and I develop very well within the organization. I also see myself as a very positive person. So I did coin my own little hashtag, which is called Positive Pasha, because I like to see the positive things in life, especially when things get really stressful or when I'm having a bad day. I tend to really gravitate towards positivity. And I also am from a family of five. I'm the middle child amongst I'm the middle child amongst three sisters, and my youngest sister actually has Down syndrome. And my parents were also the founders of the Down Syndrome Association of the Philippines. So we are a family that really likes to advocate and also educate people and let them know more about what Down syndrome is. I've also been in a relationship with my husband for 10 years already, going on 11 years actually this coming December. So, um, for the people out there who don't believe in forever, I truly believe that there's a forever. You just have to find the right one. And I also enjoy playing basketball. So that's my go to sport. I have been playing basketball since I was grade 4, and I do enjoy the sport very much and play time to time. And lastly, I really also love musical theater and Broadway. I really enjoy being part of plays and listening to the musicals while I'm working or while I'm doing certain tasks because it really takes away my stress and it really calms me down and makes me very happy. So that's a little bit about me. I hope that we have this wonderful session together and we get to learn together and develop together in this session. Now, to start things off, what I wanted to do is also share with you a few things and facts about my organization that I work for, which is Optum. So we are the number one healthcare organization we are the number one healthcare organization around the world, and we are a Fortune 7 company that serves virtually every dimension of the healthcare system. So locally, if you think about it, maybe you can compare us to PhilHealth, MaxiCare, or IntelliCare. So definitely we handle healthcare insurances, but that would just be one dimension of what we serve within the organization. We definitely touch nearly every aspect of the healthcare financing and delivery systems. And we have approximately almost 2,000 employees worldwide and over already 19,000 employees in the Philippines. So we're just growing immensely within the organization. And we're growing also very, very fast here in the Philippines. We also serve about 124 million individual customers, and we work with a diverse set of clients across 150 countries. So you can see us in most parts of the world, and definitely in every aspect of healthcare. We're there to help and to automate the healthcare systems. Now, what we truly are very proud to be, why we are proud to be part of this organization, Optum, is because we truly live through our mission and values on our day to day work. We make sure that each employee understands our culture, our mission, and values when they enter the organization. And actually, even during the recruitment process, we already share with them the type of culture that they'd like to be part of and even the mission and values. So to touch upon our mission, it is really to help people live healthier lives and to help make the healthcare system work better for everyone. And we truly live through that on our day-to-day work, especially side by side with our values of integrity, compassion, relationships, innovation, and performance. And the wonderful thing about our values is that they are all tied up together and you can't mix them up or anything of the sort because they work hand in hand. As we start with integrity, every person has to honor commitments and never compromise their ethics. And then with the integrity that the person has, that's the time when compassion can also come about, where we try to empathize with our customers and our clients and people that we work with day to day. We walk into the shoes of the people we serve and with those whom we work with. And with the two, integrity and compassion, definitely you will build great relationships with each other, where you build trust and where you build trust and have collaboration. And with that relationship, you'll definitely get to innovate. And with innovation and the relationships that you'll have, definitely you'll meet your performance and you'll demonstrate excellence in everything that you do. So that's why our values really work hand in hand and are in that order. So we made sure that we live through our values every day in what we do. And as you can see with our culture, we're a very fun organization. We make sure to also have work-life balance and to celebrate definitely most of the occasions that we can within the organization. As you can see, we have a picture that we celebrated Sinulog in our Cebu site. We also made time to celebrate Women's Month, as you can see in the middle picture, and also Pride Month last year in June, where we were able to celebrate our LGBTQ community in Optum. Now, we operate in the Philippines in 4 locations. So we have 3 in Metro Manila and 1 in Visayas, which is in Cebu City. And our first site would be in Taguig City, where it would be in Science Hub, where we have 2 buildings. This is the building right beside the Venice Piazza Mall, if you're familiar with that. It's the mall with the canal and gondola. So we're right beside that mall, so at least you can remember that location. Our second site would also be in Cebu City, in IT Park, where we also have two buildings, one in Calix and also in the Philinvest building in IT Park. Our third site would be in Quezon City in UP Techno Hub, where we also have two buildings as well. And lastly, our newest site, which is in Alabang in North Gate in Vector 3. So with the Alabang site, definitely we are growing very fast. I think we will be already getting another building or a third building for that. So as you can see that with our locations, we are growing immensely within the nation, within the Philippines. And with that, we're actually looking into more locations where we can bring our operations in. But of course, we'll just be sharing with you that when we hear news in the future. Now, our career areas, we make sure that we really hone the businesses that we have within the organization, and we have different opportunities in the technology, customer service, clinical, and shared services areas. For technology, we make sure that we are hiring people who have the experiences under analytics, automation, information security, and data science. So this is actually our business that's growing also very quickly in the Philippines. We can see that there are more available positions that are being brought here in the Philippines for the technology business. So we can see that also times are changing, people are innovating, and we would need more support under our technology business if you guys are interested. And for our customer service business, this is also growing very quickly within our organization. And the difference between our customer service positions from the rest of the organizations would be that we handle medium to high complex customer service roles. So these are not your typical order taking, booking of flights. What we do is really handle people's healthcare. So we make sure that our customers get to go to their doctor's appointment on time. They're able to get their medicines on time. We're able to facilitate, let's say, their healthcare insurances papers on time so that they can get their payments for their procedures that were done. So these are just the small examples of what we do under the customer service roles. It's very much more complex than the usual order taking and also booking of flights. And also, of course, since we are a healthcare organization, we touch upon our clinical business, where opportunities for registered nurses, USRNs, medical coders, and pharmacy graduates are invited to apply to these positions. So these are also complex roles, and that's why they're specifically for registered nurses, because they handle excuse me, they handle more complex roles as compared to the customer service roles. And it is needed and required that you have to be a registered nurse for these roles. And lastly, we also do have shared services position where we handle our leadership roles that can run the business very well. So those are just the opportunities, a few actually of the opportunities that we have within the organization. And if you want to know more about our opportunities, you can always drop by our Jobs 180 site, jobs180.com/optum. So make sure to check our current openings there. Now, I also wanted to take time to share with you also how Optum Global Solutions was able to respond to the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. And I know it's been a tough time for everyone, and it was also a bit of a surprise for everyone when that had happened. But I'm proud to say that my company was very quick to think of business continuity plans and to think of these different plans to really keep things working and to take care and to keep our employees safe. So what we did is we are employing and paying full wages to the entire workforce. Since March, we have been well taken care of by the organization. They were able to bring our desktops to our homes. Even our business leaders were using their personal cars to bring these devices and tools to the homes of the employees of Optum. They worked very quickly, made sure that each employee was able to work from home and was able to work from home, where we were able to really have still 90% of our non-clinical workforce transitioned to the work from home setup. So it was very quick. They were quick to act when the pandemic hit, and made sure, of course, to still really live through our mission, is where to live through our mission, which is to help people live healthier lives. So that's when you think about it, it's not just with the customers that we serve, but definitely it's the employees, because we always put our people first. We also are currently hiring at the moment, and we continued to hire ever since March. We never stopped. I mean, we did take a bit of a pause to really think of a plan, but after just about a week, we were able to already get on our feet and continue our recruitment virtually. So we made sure to shift. We made sure to shift to virtual recruiting to protect our candidates and our employees. And really living through the mission and values of the organization, we also donated to several parts of the world in different countries, like in Brazil, in Chile, Colombia, India, Ireland, Peru, and Portugal. And in the Philippines, we also partnered with Caritas Manila, and we donated to them a certain amount of money so that at least we can also help our brothers and sisters here in the Philippines. So those are just a few things that we were able to complete during the pandemic. And I'm very proud to be part of this organization because I was well taken care of by Optum. And definitely the employees of Optum would also say the same if you do get to talk to one of them, because currently we are still doing our work. We still have our jobs, and we're still continuing to grow with the opportunities that we have right now. So if you are interested, you can always look into our careers website at Work at Optum for our current openings as well. All right. So that was just a few things that I wanted to share about my organization, which is Optum. So today I'll touch upon the main topic that we will be discussing, which is stay at home and stay safe. So it's really starting your home-based career right now. As I mentioned earlier, since the pandemic happened, the Optum was able to really have 90% of the employees work from home. So currently, this would be our setup. Definitely, when everything is okay, we'll go back to the office, but we still don't know when that would be. So during this time, we are taking advantage of working from home, and we make sure to still, of course, reach our 100% performance rating and productive rating. And so with that, I want to share a few tips, of course, and opportunities for you guys on how to really shift to kind of a home-based career right now. So to start things off, or when you think about your future, especially at this time, it's kind of a little bit hazy. You're a bit scared, or you have a bit of anxiety thinking about it. Either you are a college graduate already, you were able to graduate this year. It could be face to face, or if you graduated virtually, then congratulations, you were able to already end the chapter of your life, which is your collegiate years, and it's a proud moment. But then you also have to take a pause and you think, what's next for me, right? What's the next step after graduation, especially at this time when the pandemic hit? What are these opportunities for me? What am I going to do next? Or you are already currently working, and when the pandemic hit, you also kind of, had a shock, or you didn't know what to do at that time. What am I going to do next? Will I still report to the office? And then how am I going to come home to my family? Will I be safe? Will I be able to hug them? Do I have the virus, right? These are certain things that people do ask themselves, and they're scared about. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're really just human, and we think about those things and worry. Or also, you're currently looking for a job, and you also don't know where to start. You kind of started looking for a job physically, but then when the pandemic hit, you had to shift to looking for a job virtually, sending your resumes online through all these different job boards like Jobs 180. You create your resume link and everything, but then what would be the next steps? How are you going to deal, let's say, with working from home if an opportunity arises? What are these steps that you'd like to take? So, with these, with the unprecedented times that we have, what I wanted to do is really just give you a few tips on how you are able to really work from home, stay safe, and also be productive at the same time. So, what should I do, right? So, you just have to really understand what are these steps that you could take to work from home. And first of all, what I wanted to share, of course, would be the benefits of working from home. So, during a study, a quick survey that they did globally, working from home, they say, would be much safer. So they say that 68% mentioned that they're very successful working from home. And also, people feel that they perform equally well at home as they do in the office. So these are people that have transitioned from working from the office and then worked from home, but they still equally feel that they can still perform very well in doing their tasks. It was also shared that managers are satisfied with the work of their employees from working from home setup as compared to the physical work setup or office work setup. So it's kind of still working, right? That you can still do very well. Your managers are still very happy with your performance while working from home. And also, 77% are satisfied with the flexibility they have at working from home. Because again, you have your own time and you can currently um, complete your work at a certain pace that you have. And lastly, also, 77% of the respondents feel very fully productive in working from home. So these are just a few data points that were taken from the survey online, and it was a very successful survey. And as you can see, that there are a lot of positive notes about working from home because again, you'll be more productive and you'll still kind of have the same performance as when you were working in the office. Now, the benefits and expectations of working from home, these are just a few tips that I wanted to share with you. Your office is where you want it to be. So that's number one. Of course, since you are working from home, it's best to really look for a location where you really can be productive and work very well. You don't want to find a location where, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of distractions like the TV or really loud music or it's near the window. So your office is where you want it to be. You can go anywhere. If there was no pandemic, working from home, a benefit of that would be like you can go to your favorite restaurant or you can go to your favorite coffee shop and work from there and stay there the whole day, right? Because you can bring your work wherever you want. That's the benefit of really working from home for number one. Now, number two is you'll be able to save money. Of course, in working from home, you don't have to commute. You don't have to go through your daily commute and spending money on, let's say, a Grab, or you don't have to spend your money on taking public transportation because you are just at home. You get to save money on your morning commute and also going home. You can also save money in your clothes, right? Because sometimes you have to, of course, spend money to with your corporate attire. But of course, at home, you can still dress very well. Of course, you don't want to work in your pajamas or anything. So you get to still not you get to not buy so much corporate attire, but you also get to save money on shopping for your office outfits. Number three is your schedule can be your own. Definitely, with the benefit of working from home, you'll get to really understand where you are more productive, what time you're most productive in. Are you a morning person? Do you prefer a mid shift? Or would you prefer working in the evening, right? Of course, these conversations that you have that you're supposed to have about your schedule would be between you and your manager. So whatever time your manager really allows you to work, then that's a good thing. But again, I'm just pointing out that this is a benefit that your schedule can be your own. You don't have to go through your complete routine of like waking up at 5 in the morning just to take a bath, brush your teeth, get ready for work, commute. You don't have to, again, add the commute into your schedule. You can minus that if you work from home. And you get to be more relaxed, really, when you have your own schedule and when you can run it on your own. Now, number four would be you can be more productive because when working from home, again, since you have your own schedule, you're kind of more on a calmer pace, you tend to be more productive and you kind of understand what time or what's the schedule you're most productive in. So, this would give you the advantage of taking that time to really complete your work at your most productive pace. You're more focused and you're able to really complete your tasks faster when you have that certain productivity already or that certain time when you know you're most productive in. Number five would be your health and wellness may improve. Again, since you have your own time and you already understood the schedule where you're most productive in, you also get to give more time to yourself. Maybe start a certain walk in the morning. You get to really understand and give more time for yourself. Let's say in the morning, you can do your yoga, you can run, you can jump rope. Everyone seems to be jumping rope right now. So you can jump rope, you can pray, you can meditate, you can really take time for yourself when you also have that opportunity to work from home. And lastly, it's of course, you'll have more time for yourself and more time with your family. With working from home, you'll get to spend, let's say, more times eating with your family, spending time with them. At least you know you're in the same home. And if you just say want a hug or you're stressed, you can just go to them. And at least you really know that when you're at home, you kind of also still feel safe because you're around your family members. So that would be also one of the benefits of working from home. It's really having me time, time for yourself, time for your family, which is also very much important for your whole wellness. So those are the few benefits and expectations from working from home. I hope that you learned that it's kind of also fun to work from home, but you have to understand also that it's also a balancing act because sometimes people when they work from home they tend to forget that there's a pause button. So I'll talk about that more in my next slide, so don't worry, we'll discuss that further. Now, tips from working from home. It's very important, as I mentioned just a while ago, that some people tend to forget that there's a pause button for working from home or working in general. Because when you work from home, there are a lot of benefits. A lot of people really enjoy working from home. But sometimes the negative part of that is you don't know when to stop. You just continue working. You start work, let's say, at 11 in the morning. And then when you look at the clock, oh my gosh, it's already pala 11 p.m. And you never stopped or you never took a break. So what I wanted to do is really give you a few tips on how to really be more productive, how to really work from home, and to be more calm really when understanding tips from working from home. Okay, so we'll just go through them very quickly. Number one would be find your workspace. So similar to the benefit that you can work anywhere, a tip for you is to really find the workspace where you're most comfortable in. Again, you don't want to be distracted with noises in the background, like you're in a meeting and your dog keeps barking or wants to be part of the meeting, right? So make sure that you find a room where you're able to really, focus, where there's a bit of silence. I know that sometimes it's very hard to look for a personal space in the house. So just try to really look for that one spot where you feel most comfortable in, where there's less noise so you don't get distracted so much, and where you can concentrate. Because it will really help you get into the zone of your work. It will also help you focus more on the task at hand and your daily tasks. So just make sure to find the workspace that you're most comfortable in that would be very conducive to your work environment. Now, number two would be follow a schedule. So I really like this tip very much because I do this also. I make sure that I have a to-do list on my day-to-day work. So it's very important to you have that you follow a schedule and follow a to-do list daily. So at least it's kind of like you're practicing going to the office, if you get me. Like at least you have that schedule. Like by 9 in the morning, I'm already dressed and I'm ready to start my day with, let's say, exercise. But by 10 a.m., I already need to be in front of my office or in front of my desk working. So these are certain schedules that you have to make sure that to take note of. So at least you have a day-to-day schedule that you follow. You don't get off track. You have a calendar to follow as well. And you make sure that you complete also your tasks on those schedules. So it just works hand in hand with your daily tasks and following a schedule. It makes you make sure also that you're able to really complete the work that you have to do for the day when you follow a schedule. So it's really beneficial that you're able to kind of have a routine already in what you do on a day-to-day basis. So at least you also get to complete your daily tasks. Now, number three is keep professional. A lot of people think that working from home is pajamas all day, right? Or you get to wear pambahay lang the whole time. What I like to do is really a practice that I do is I still dress up for when I need to work already. I make sure that when I wake up, I still brush my teeth, wash my face. I still am able to take a bath and, go on my routine for work at home. So I still dress up. I make sure that I wear a good pair of, let's say, pants. It doesn't have to be jeans, right, or anything, but at least look still kind of presentable. You can be in a t-shirt, but wag naman yun may butas-butas or anything like that. So still look very professional because you'll still meet your office mates or your manager on that day. And what if they ask you to turn on your video, right? You always want to be ready for those things. Or let's say your manager calls you into a meeting with business leaders very quickly. What are you going to do, right? You have to go, wait lang, I'll dress up, right? So you always have to be prepared in what you're wearing. Still keep professional. Make sure that physically you are wearing something very presentable still. You also are still very professional when it comes to speaking to your office mates. I know that you're just at home and you're not in the office, but still follow the policies of your company. Make sure that you still are professional during your work at home setting. Now, number four is learn to transition out of work mode. This is what I was talking about before I started with the tips. It's when to put the pause button on, when to press the pause button. Okay, so you have to make sure that you also understand when you're following your schedule, you have to understand that there is no problem in taking breaks. Make sure that you're able to still take some breaks in between. I mean, even in school, they also take breaks, right? They have recess, they have lunch. In the office, we have bio breaks, 15-minute breaks, we have our lunch breaks. So still input that in your routine and in your schedule when you're working from home. Make sure that you're able to also know when to clock out of work. You can continue working and working all you want, but then you will get burned out actually. So make sure that you have that pause button and you are able to understand and know when to stop working at a certain time, so that at least your body and your mind can also take a break. Because when you do the pause button and when you take a break from work, that actually relaxes your body and mind and tells it to already, let's say, get ready for bed, or it helps also, what's the word? It also helps regenerate also your mood and your energy so that at least you still have that energy to go on during the day. So just make sure to know when to take your breaks and when to also put a pause on working and know when to end your day from work. Now, number five is communication is still very much relevant and very much important. Some people, again, they don't know when to stop, so they'll do their work and continue working and working the whole time that they forget to talk to their colleagues or their friends or their people in the house, right? They forget to talk to the people in their own homes and they forget to communicate, or they're just texting and texting na lang or looking on Facebook, right? So let's make sure to still communicate very well. Let's make sure to, let's say, have one-on-ones with your manager, one-on-ones with your classmates if you're still in school, your professors. Let's take advantage of technology and really use Google Meets, Zoom, MS Teams meetings. We'll make sure that we're still able to see each other and talk to each other on a day-to-day basis. And lastly, make sure to get your technology in order. When working from home, it's very much important that you are still very much present online. And meaning, if your manager or someone looks for you, you're able to really reply very quickly, and you're able to have the certain tools that you would need to do your tasks. So it's very important to have your laptop ready, make sure that you have running internet very well, your Wi-Fi is doing very well, or you have a portable pocket Wi-Fi that would support your work. Because, of course, without internet or without the Wi Fi, you won't be able to work from home. So let's just make sure that your technology is in order, that your devices are working 100%, so that there are no distractions or no disruptions in working from home. So, those are the 6 tips I wanted to share with you in working from home. And I hope that you would really remember these tips. So, at least when the time comes when you start working from home, you'll be able to practice them. So, what I wanted to do is to also share with you really that wherever you are, may it be from working from home or if you still have to work in the office, it's very important that you still remember yourself and take care of yourself, because really what makes you special can inspire your life's best work. And truly being your authentic self would really help you perform even better. So, before I really end my talk, what I wanted to do is share with you also our opportunities right now. So currently, Optum Global Solutions Philippines is currently hiring in all sites. So again, our sites are in Taguig, Quezon City, Cebu, and also in Alabang. So we are hiring currently our customer service roles, which is the healthcare advocates under patient and member services. We also still have openings for pharmacy technician roles, which is located in Quezon City and our Cebu site. And definitely, we are open for allied health graduates, but also any course. By the way, you don't have to graduate from just allied health course. We're not picky. If you are from any course, that's so no problem. You can still apply with our in our organization. So please do check our website at work@optum.com. You can also check our page in Jobs 180. So that's jobs180.com/optum. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope that you can also reach out to me if you have any questions. You can always email me. I'll definitely reply to you. And thank you again so much, everyone, for your time and also listening to me this afternoon. Salamat.
Thank you, Miss Reese. As usual, thank you so much for being with us and giving your talk. I'm sure na-appreciate kayo ng ating mga viewers. Actually, merong isang nag-comment na nag-react sa inyong hashtag na stay positive daw, ma'am.
Yay!
So, talagang na-inspire sila na keep being positive. Pati kayo, wishing you well na rin. Ayan.
Thank you.
Special mention.
Thank you, Genesis.
So, sorry, Miss Reese, I think we only have time for one question.
Okay.
I think I have a few here, but I will be choosing one na lang.
Sure.
Yung iba are wondering, you mentioned earlier that soon, we don't know though how soon, babalik na ang mga work from home sa office setup. Meron na bang preliminary plans for that? Or meron kayong nakikitang way, kahit hindi solid plan, way kung paano ma-expect ng ating mga viewers na unti-unti siyang gagawin ng mga company sa industry?
Is this working from home or transitioning back to the office?
Transitioning back, yes.
To the office?
Yes,
I
yes.
think, I mean, that would really vary from different companies. It depends on what the return to work from office policy is or their plan. But within Optum, slowly we are already allowing our employees to go back to the office. But definitely we are following safety protocols of social distancing. So only about 10% of the workforce per team can go to the office, and not more than that, because we're still very strict when it comes to following the safety protocols of the business and the building as well.
Okay. So thank you, Ms. Reese. To our viewers, from efforts ni Optum, we could see na a lot are working from home, and then little by little nga talaga ang ina-expect natin na bago bumalik sa office. So it's very important that we keep in mind itong mga tips about working from home, because we don't know how long this will last. And I
Mhm.
think even after naman back to the office, these will still apply. So thank you, Miss
Yeah.
Reese. Hopefully next time we'll see you mas matagal ng ating Q&A. Thank you for being with us here again. So see you po.
Sure. No problem, Sir Robert, and thank you for having me again. I'll see you
Of
all
course.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was Miss Reese from Optum. I think we would try again the connection of Ma'am Yeng. So try po natin. Miss Yeng, nandyan na po ba kayo sa backstage?
Yes, nandito na ako.
Okay,
Sana
ma'am.
okay na siya ngayon.
Sige po,
Oo.
try lang po ng try.
Okay ba yung audio ko?
Right now, it's okay. Audio and video looks well. So, try na
Alright,
po
alright.
natin now with the screen share.
Oo, kasi kanina medyo naghahang tayo. O ayan, okay na ba? Gumagalaw
May
pa rin ako.
slight na lag, pero hindi kasing lala nung kanina.
Hindi ko tulad kanina. Okay. Ayan. O yan, gumagalaw ka pa rin, Sir Robert. So mukhang okay naman.
Yes. Nandito na po ang slide nyo ng pair and gumagalaw kayo na, well, I guess pwede na.
Pwede
Slight
na.
na lag lang. And so I
Go
will
to
be
the
back for the Q&A. So thank you.
Alright. Sige, I'll begin from the very beginning. Okay. Slide 1, ulit tayo. So, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Kanina sabi nga ang traffic ay wala na daw sa kalsada. O meron man, mas malaki yung traffic dito sa internet. So, okay, so I'm back. And I hope wala tayong makuhang masyadong glitch ngayon. So, please advise me kung medyo nag-pause tayo ulit. Alright, so um, we're going to talk about coping, no, with the new normal. But I'd like to I'm giving another title to my talk, and this is care because you matter. And this is the word that we have to embrace, no, as we cope in the new normal. So yan nga, kanina sabi ko kayo ba ay parang mga pusang down na down at upset at bored na bored, o di kaya ay pagod na pagod. No? And with that, I gave the very first tip on how we can cope from the new normal, and that is by smiling. Kahit anong mangyayari, kailangan nakangiti pa rin kayo. Kanina nga kami ni Sir Robert medyo nakaka-stress pa rin siya, no? Kasi yun nga, nagpo-post tayo. Pero syempre, mas nakaka-stress kung makikita mo yung mukha mo nakasimangot, di ba? So, smiling, for those who are not able to get it well earlier, smiling really gives a very good effect on us, no? It has what we call the biopsychosocial effect. So ano yun? Biological kasi kapag ikaw ay ngumingiti, hindi naman talaga yan i-interpret ng brain na positive pa yan o hindi. Pero may nagsisend sa kanya ng message na ang sinasabi that, naka-smile daw, nakaganyan daw yung lips mo. Now, when you're deeper upturned, nagkakaroon ng interpretation na may magandang nangyayari. So what your brain will do is that your brain will secrete good hormones like serotonin that will stabilize your mood and endorphin that will make you feel better. Kaya eventually, yung smile na yan, na una ay medyo fake, no? Ay magiging maganda ang iyong pakiramdam. It will eventually make you feel good. So when it makes you feel good, it also makes you look good, no? Nakakaganda siya. At bukod doon, when people see you smile, you also influence them in a way. So there's an effect. Kaya meron siyang social effect, di ba? Kasi pag tumitingin ka sa mga tao nakasimangot, parang medyo nakakabigat din ng pakiramdam. But when you see people smile, mas nakakagaan. So there's a very, very strong effect on smiling. So kahit hindi ko kayo nakikita ngayon, kasi naka-screen tayo, smile lang. No? Ang importante doon is that you feel good about yourself. And when you look at somebody smiling, you also feel good about it. Okay? So, yun lang yung requirement ko ngayong araw na to, ang umiti tayong lahat. As we learn more ideas on how we can cope from the new normal. However, kanina nang naririnig ko si Miss Christine, sabi ko, oh, tama. So, maganda kasi jive talaga kami. Imagine, no, yung synchronicity of our ideas and our, our talk kanina, sabi ni Dr. Loreto, is that the flexibility, the power of prayer, tapos ngayon I'm hearing Miss Christine talk about routines. So kasama yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Kaya medyo mas shorten yata yung talk ko kasi nabigyan na ni Miss Christine kanina. But I am actually validating everything that she said. No? From a psychological point of view, napaka-powerful kapag meron tayong routine. And we will also look at routine in a different facet later. All right, so Why do we need to keep smiling? Kasi nga, di ba, we're all experiencing not so good feelings nowadays because of COVID. Yan, ilang buwan na ba siya sa atin? 6 buwan, di ba? So at first, we were really affected by it because of the uncertainty. We were locked down. Kumbaga 2 buwan tayo nasa bahay lang, di ba? Para bang, ano yung susunod? Tapos kapag lumabas ka, na-tense ka, walang tao sa labas. Imagine, COVID has changed everything. It has a universal effect. If you look at the slide that I'm showing you now, that's recto. Can you imagine recto looking that way? It looks like it became like Eastwood, di ba? Naging malinis. So si Kuya naglalakad-lakad siya. In regular days, pag naglakad ka ng ganyan sa recto, masasagasaan ka sa dami ng sasakyan, di ba? But because of the quarantine, luminis kasi walang masyadong tao sa kalsada. That was the first part of the uncertainty that we were feeling, of the negative effects of COVID. No? Kasi nung time na yan, everybody was um, adjusting to the situation. Everybody was asking, why am I locked down? Why can't I buy what I want to buy? Why can't I go to the mall? I cannot even go to the gym. I cannot see my family outside. I am locked here. I'm alone for those who are living alone. Di ba? Kumbaga yun yung mga tanong natin noon eh. Bibili ka ng alcohol, bakit dalawa lang? Kaya ko naman bumili ng isang karton. Pag pumunta ka sa grocery, Diyos ko, pagdating mo kagad dun sa Lucky Me, ubus na ang Lucky Me, di ba? So, ito yung mga bagay na hindi natin talaga na-anticipate, never. So, it is so difficult to adjust at the time. So, a lot of people were experiencing boredom, disappointment, upset, anxiety, etc., etc. Until the time came on the third, I think second, third month, that we were allowed slowly to go out. And on the very first day of CCQ, Manila looked like that. A lot of people outside, wearing masks, don't know what to do. But you know, there was a different experience pala at the time because during the quarantine, marami ang naboboard, natatakot, uncertain. Pero iba rin pala ang feeling nung nangyari, yung nag-lift na ng ECQ, no? The experience, according to study, was different from the first 2 months that we were experiencing. Also, although there were some similarities that I will also share with you, pero merong mga specific experiences na pandemic days, no? So, ano ba yung mga experiences natin, no? Yung stress na naranasan natin after the quarantine. So, when we say after the quarantine, that is after the ECC, the 2 months. So, sinasabi nila that even during the quarantine and to after the quarantine, maybe up to now, no, a lot of us experiencing sleep issues. Hindi nakakatulog, o di kaya tulog ng tulog, o di kaya kumakain, yung pagkain natin, hindi makakain, kain ng kain, o hindi kumakain ng tama. No? So maybe some of you experience that or still experiencing or maybe will experience. Pero ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-common na dinadala sa amin, no? Yung mga may sleep issues. Na for some reason, nahihirapan din silang matulog. So later, we will talk about it a bit, no? On how we can help ourselves, no? So we can sleep better. The next one is, a lot of us still feel sad. Low mood, we feel bored, no, lonely, especially during the quarantine. And, well, marami ako narinig, sinasabi nila, I am depressed. But you have to remember that depression is a clinical disorder. So for us to say that we are experiencing depression or we are depressed, we should be diagnosed by a medical practitioner, like a psychiatrist or a psychologist. No? Kasi ang depression, clinical disorder siya, it's a psychological disorder. But it is possible that we are experiencing depression-like symptoms, katulad ng parang nilungkot ako, parang hindi ako makakain, parang tinatamad ako, ganyan. So, na-experience natin yun. Yung iba naman, are, they get so irritable, madali silang magkalit, madali silang mainis. Yan, ang dali nilang mag-flare up na konting bagay lang. Alam mo, talagang asong mangangagat, di ba? Meron mga ganun no? Yung parang nagsispark na lang bigla yung anger. Yan. And these are actually very negative emotions. That's why, during the time, it was really strongly suggested that the liquor ban should be imposed, no? Not just because para maiwasan natin yung pagdidikit-dikit, kundi actually these are teratogens, no? Ito yung mga nag-create o nakaka-reinforce ng negative emotions. So, for example, you're experiencing negative emotion, and then you drink, and then hindi mo naman kaya yung pag-inom mo, ang nangyayari, there's already a change in behavior. So, minsan, naapektuhan pati yung mga kasamang sa bahay. Kaya nga, during quarantine, marami ang nagsasabi that the statistics of domestic violence have increased, no? Because of the difficulty of people to manage their emotions, especially if it is reinforced by substances. Okay? And bukod dyan, ay marami rin na nakaka-experience ng sakit ng katawan, sakit ng ulo, tapos lalong nagmamanifest yung kanilang asthma o ang kanilang mga nanay natin, no? Yung mga high blood pressure, yan, yung mga sakit ng dibdib, ulcer. These are chronic illnesses that are precipitated or reinforced by stress. And we call it psychosomatic illnesses. Bakit yung psychosomatic? Psycho, stress, mind, no? Anxiety, causing or reinforcing somatic illness, meaning sakit ng katawan. So, meron ko yung mga existing disorders or illnesses na re-reinforce siya nung stress na nararanasan natin. Minsan, wala ka naman sakit pero sumasakit ang ulo mo, no? Dahil din yan sa stress. Kasi nakikita rin sa mga studies na parang mas madali kasing sabihin na masakit ang ulo ko kaya masama ang loob ko, no? So, minsan, di ba tayo, ganun tayo. Halimbawa, meron kang kiniinsan. Instead of sabihin mong, naiinis ako, o masama ang loob ko, you say, sakit ang ulo ko. Kasi, na ma-manifest din siya sa body natin. That's how strong our body and our mind is, no? The connection between our body and mind are very, very strong that they can relate to each other. Kaya kapag sumasama yung loob mo, sumasama rin yung pakiramdam mo. No? Nagkakaroon sila naman ganong klaseng relasyon. Kaya nga di ba pag nagsiselos ka, masakit ang ulo mo. Yung mga gano'n, no? So we call it psychosomatic illnesses. And you remember, those who are in school, yung mga senior high school natin dyan, di ba pag may report kayo assignment tapos hindi mo nagawa, parang na ayaw pumasok sa school kasi masakit ang ulo ko. Yung mga ganyan. Hindi kaya meron kang hindi kasundo sa school, naapektuhan din pati yung performance natin, no? Yung concentration natin. So these are actually experiences that we have because of the pandemic. No? It can also be due to other reasons, but at this point in time, karamihan sa atin dahil sa pandemic, especially with the early and long period of academic, ano ba yun? Academic closing, no? Closing of the academic institution, sarado ang school, at nakita sa UNICEF na isa to sa pinakamalaking stress na nararanasan na, lalo na ng mga estudyante. But kanina nabanggit ko na meron mga specific reactions tayo. Specific feelings, no? Because of the pandemic. One of this is mixed emotions. Diba? Kumbaga, parang sinabi na, oh, you're free to go out. Pwede ka na mag-report. Yan. Ano ba rin yun na minsan nandun yung excitement. Oh, makakalabas na ako. Oh, makakapasok. Kaya lang, dahil alam mo na hindi safe sa labas. Kanina I showed you the first day of GCQ. So, pwede na tayong lumabas. Nandoon yung wow, at least, di ba, makakalabas na naman ako. Tapos, biglang papasok sa isip ko, naku muna, text sandali lang, nakakatakot sa labas. Mixed emotion. Di ba? Kasi parang, kahit na halimbawa ako, gusto ko nag-grocery. Kaya lang minsan may isip ko, ang dami na naman gagawin, magdidisinfect ka pag uwi, pag nasa labas ka, stress ka, na kailangan umiwas ka sa mga surfaces, kasi alam naman natin na we are the raffle entry of COVID. No? Ang COVID nandiyan lang yan sa mga surfaces. Naghihintay lang siya ng pwede yung dikitan. So kapag tayo, hindi tayo nag-iingat, ano pwede mangyari? Pag dumikit ka sa isang surface na nadikitan, not necessarily na positive siya, pero carrier siya ng virus, meaning meron din siya nadikitan na merong virus, pwedeng surface din. Nakuha mo yon, umuwi ka ng bahay, hinuwakan ka na kasama mo sa bahay, tapos hinuwakan niya na yung mata niya, ilong niya, bibig niya, mukha niya, ayun na, pasok na si COVID. Ganun siya katindi. Diba? And sinasabi ngayon, mukhang airborne pa. So, ibig sabihin, mas maraming tao sa labas, mas malaki yung chances na manalo si COVID because again, we are the raffle entry of COVID. And because we know that, in spite of that exciting feeling, no? Yung excitement na makakalabas ka na, makakasama na ulit yung mga friends mo, biglang papasok sa'yo na, teka muna, sandali, paano kung pag-uwi ko, dala-dala ko na siya? So that now creates mixed emotions, no? And aside from that, yung ating fear and worry, natural lang kasi nowadays, kung ikaw ay lagi naghuhugas ng kamay, kung lumalabas ka naka-face mask, na face shield, lagi ka nag-alcohol, yan. Kung 5 years ago, kahit nga last year lang, kapag ganyan ang naging behavior mo, pwedeng sabihin na, ay, may anxiety issues, no? Pero ngayon kasi natural na lang siya. So many of us are actually scared, worried, anxious about COVID. Kaya lagi tayo naghuhugas ng kamay. So marami nagsasabi, healthy ba to o hindi? Actually, yung takot natin, yung nararamdaman natin anxiety, can make us more vigilant and can allow us to be more careful. No? So, paano ito ginagawa? Kapag naiisip natin, halimbawa, naku, sa kabilang barangay, marami ng cases. So, syempre, natakot ka. Natural lang ba yung takot mo? Oo naman, natural yan. Tapos inisip mo, naku, baka mahawa ako. Pwede ba yon? Oo naman, pwede talaga yon. Pero kung matutulog ko dun sa salita, naku, baka mahawa ako, tapos matakot ka na, ma-anxious ka na, hindi ka na makakain, no? Tapos forever ka na lang natatakot, hindi ka na lalabas, ganyan. Talo ka na sa anxiety mo, hindi ka na makakatulog. So dapat ang gagawin natin, naku, baka mahawa ko. Ang next step is, so anong gagawin ko? Ang gagawin ko, kung kinakailangan ko lumabas, kailangan ko magdala ng alcohol, bibili ako ng face mask, magdala ako ng shield. O, di ba? So at least, yung takot na yun, nagamit mo para sa worry, para sa pag-aalaga mo sa sarili mo. Pati sa mga kasama natin sa bahay. For example, you have a family member who needs to go to work. Tapos worried na worried ka about that person. Eh wala ka namang magagawa because the person, your loved one needs to go to work. What should you do then? Aawayin mo na lang ba siya lagi? Patitigilin mo ba siya magtrabaho? Paano kung hindi pwede, di ba? So maybe how we can help is that we can give them vitamins or we can buy them. Just ko ang daming sale sa Lazada, 35 pesos lang, no? Let's give them face mask o face shield, ganyan. Kesa naman, magpapatalo tayo sa anxiety natin. Gamitin natin yung takot natin to help ourselves and help others. Let us use our worry to be more aware of what is going on around us. Just so we know how to manage that worry, no? Hindi kailangang matalo tayo sa anxiety natin. And I always tell people, you should not let anxiety carry you. You should be the one to carry it, no? Teach your anxiety. Dapat alam mo kung hanggang saan lang ito. If you cannot sleep anymore, if you feel so depressed, nagkakaroon ka ng mga negative emotions, therefore the effect of anxiety is no longer good for you. No? So always remember, if there is fear, then you need to do something to counter that fear. So if you're scared of COVID, what should you do? The more that you should take care of yourself. You need to take in vitamins, you need to wear a face mask, and not just wearing face mask, but the proper way of wearing face mask and face shield. Di ba? Pag lalabas ka, gamitin mo yung takot na yun. Huwag kang kumapit kung saan-saan. Huwag kang dumikit kung kani-kanino. No? So that way, you use your fear and worry to your advantage. The next slide actually is something that's medyo science. No? It says here, sadness, anger, or frustration because friends or loved ones may have unfounded fears of contracting the disease. You know, Filipinos are we're very demonstrative. Tayo yung mga mabeso. Pag nakita, oh, friend mo, di ba ganyan tayo? But you know, COVID has changed everything. Even the way we express love. It did not change love. But the way we express love has changed. Dati, when we love somebody, we show it by being so affectionate, by touching. Filipinos are like that, di ba? Mano-mano, ayan, sa mga matatanda. Pero ngayon, let go muna natin yan. Kasi, pag nagmano ka sa matanda, galing ka sa labas, hindi mo alam kung anong dala mo. Tapos, hahawakan mo yung kamay ng lola mo, di ba? Di ba ka nasa kanya pa napunta yung dala mong virus na hindi mo alam na kumapit pala sa'yo. Kaya ang sinasabi ngayon is that if before you say, I love you, I touch you, I kiss you, I bless. Now, I love you, I will not touch you. You need to refrain from it. No? This is one slide that I see very important in this talk. Because one of the things that really make us feel not so good, kumbaga yung sinasabi, nag-reinforce sa mga negative feelings natin, is when we think that when we feel guilty for not expressing love, or when we feel offended when we don't get it from somebody else. For example, nakita kayo ng friend mo accidentally sa labas, tapos lumapit ka, tapos paglapit mong ganyan, nag-step back yung friend mo. Tapos ganyan na lang siya sa'yo, o paano lang. Pagkatapos nun, medyo ma-offend ka, ramdam mo parang, bakit hindi siya lumapit sa akin? Wala, hindi mo na ako positive, di ba? So, nagkakaroon ka ng negative emotion, and you feel bad about it. Or vice versa, nakita mo yung loved one mo, lumapit siya sa'yo, tapos hindi mo siya nilapitan, nag-step back ka. After that, you feel guilty and you will think, oh my God, baka nasaktan ko siya. Diba? Hindi natin maaalis yan. But if we put in our system and we, plant in our mind na kailangan natin alagaan yung sarili natin, and we also need to take care of people we love, there will be less feeling that you are offended and less guilt, no? Because you know that what you're doing is for the sake of that person and yourself, of course, and your family. So ngayon, kung hindi tayo makalapit, huwag tayo ma-feel bad. Kasi kailangan natin talagang mag-isolate or mag-distance from each other. No? I remember one time, my father came to our house, doon lang siya sa sasakyan, doon lang kami sa gate. So yung mga anak ko na sa gate lang, kumakaway lang sa kanya. Kahit gusto siyang lapitan, yung lolo nila, hindi nila ginagawa o hindi nila magawa. Bakit? Kasi mahirap na, matanda na siya, di ba? So mahirap na makontract. Again, we don't know what we have in our body. Hindi natin alam, baka nakadikit si virus sa katawan mo na hindi lang, naghihintay lang siya ng pwede niyang kapitan. So please, again, let us show our love by being distant from each other. No? Papapakita naman natin ang pagmamahal na ito na hindi natin kailangan magdikit o hindi natin kailangan humalik sa isa't isa. That's how powerful COVID is. It has changed the way we express our love. So again, bear in mind that we should not feel guilty and we should not get offended when people do not come near us or when people do not accept our gestures. So this is also connected with when, for example, you're applying for a job or kaya you go to work, no? Hinay-hinay na muna tayo sa mga pakamay-kamay. Wala na muna yung mga shake hands na ganyan. Tapos kapag break ninyo, wag na muna kayo magsama-sama, no? Doon ka na lang muna sa station mo. Kasi kailangan iwasan talaga yung magsama-sama. And as you can see, statistics show na mas marami nagkaroon ng contraction doon sa mga corporate settings, no? Kaya iwasan muna natin yung mga chikahan na magkakalapit tayo. Pwede naman na, kumusta ka na dyan? Magkalayo kayo, di ba? That way, again, you'll be able to take care of yourself, your loved one, and your friends, no? And your workmates also. Yan. So, tayo mo offend, okay? Alright. So, ito yung mga na-experience natin at this time. Now, the question is, normal ba? Normal ba na hindi ako makatulog, hindi ako makakain? Normal ba yung no-offend ako? Normal ba na nakakaramdam ako ng sakit sa katawan ko? Normal ba na natatakot ako, na may anxiety ako? Normal. What we are all experiencing are actually normal responses because the situation is not normal. No? So, lahat tayo ay nag-a-adjust. We are all adjusting to this kind of situation. Kaya lang, yung sinasabi nga na even if it is normal, kailangan abangan pa rin natin. Gano'ng katagal mo na siyang na-experience? May 2 weeks na ba? Gano'ng kalalim yung effect ito sa'yo? Nakaka-work ka pa ba? Nagagawa mo pa ba yung mga task na ginagawa mo dapat? Ilan ang sinaing sa susunod mo? No? Ano yung mga naiisip mo? Are you thinking of hurting yourself? Are you thinking of there's no hope anymore? There's no help anymore? Kapag pumasok ka na dito sa mga binabanggit ko, I strongly suggest that you see a psychologist or a counselor. I am not saying that because maybe you're already experiencing a disorder. Hindi. Ang sinasabi ko dito, ang ibig sabihin lang nun ay nahihirapan ka nang i-manage yung situation mo. At kapag nagkakaroon ng mismanagement, may pagkakataon na baka hindi na natin kayanin, no, yung nararanasan natin. That's why we need to seek help already. Kapag uulitin ko, tumagal na siya ng more than 2 weeks na na-experience ko siya, kapag marami nang naaapektuhan sa mga ginagawa mo, at kapag nararanasan mo na parang wala nang pag-asa. Di ba? Yung parang sobrang in distress ka na, yan. So baka kailangan na natin ng tulong, okay? To manage our experiences, okay? So okay lang ba kayo? That's why we're here, di ba? Because we need to take care of our mental health. So how do we take care of our mental health? You have to remember that there is no health without mental health. Magkakarugtong yan. Hindi yan limited sa katawan lang. Napakalaki ng tulong ng mind mo, no? So dito pumapasok yung salitang self-care. And I'm sure that a lot of you have heard the word self-care before. When you Google self-care, ano lumalabas? Di ba? Ang lumalabas sa self-care, eto, Boracay, ganyan. Kaya nung nagkaroon ng quarantine, sinasabi natin na, I cannot do self-care anymore because I cannot travel. Yan. So, ang tingin ng iba, when you talk about self-care, it's about traveling to places, Lazada is life, Shopee, di ba? Malapit na naman ng November 11, yan. So, it's about self-care daw to, no? Kapag, kumbaga, siya na talaga yung pinaka-source of, libangan natin ngayon, mag-Lazada, mag-Shopee, no? At bukod doon, ano ba ibang self-care natin? Ayan, nakakailang movies ba kayo sa isang gabi o isang araw? Isa? Okay lang yun. Dalawa? Depende, pwede pa rin siguro. Anim? Hindi na okay yun. Diba? Pero Netflix, yes, this is a form of art, no? That when you watch, pwedeng you are coping. That's okay. It's okay to watch movies, no? But like I said, kailangan siguro, tignan natin kung ilan lang yung pwede natin panoorin at kung anong klase yung panoorin natin. So is self-care Netflix? Or is self-care a piece of cake? Ay, naku, self-care too eh. Yun ba yung self-care? All these things that I mentioned actually are self-care, yes. But hindi lang sila ang self-care, no? Actually, when you talk of self-care, aside from pampering yourself, self-care means balance. So when we say balance, ang ibig sabihin nito, you should know how to balance the task that you have on hand, the pleasure, and your connection, no? Medyo mahaba tong topic na to. So I'll just shorten it. Ang ibig sabihin kasi nito is that, like for example, if you have tasks to do, you have deadlines, you need to know how to manage your time. Diba? So minsan tayo, may ugali tayo na kapag may deadline tayo, antok ka na, kakama dito na sa mga tinatype mo, sige lang, patapusin ko to. Pero ganito kasi yon. You have to notice na kapag sobrang pagod ka na, ang dami mo ng typo error. Kapag marami ka ng typo error, mas uuubos na yung oras mo, backspace, di ba? So why don't you just stop for a while, pause, sleep, or pause and do something pleasurable, di ba? Yun yung sinasabing balance. Kasi, ginagamit mo yung oras nang hindi na tama. It's no longer the quality time for work because you're so tired, you cannot process your thoughts anymore. Ideas are not coming in, no? Kaya, pause ka na muna, gumawa ka na muna ng pleasurable things, no? And then you go back to work and you will see na fresh na refresh ka. Parang yung laptop ko, kailangan din niya kaya ng self-care. Siguro kaya siya nagloko kanina kasi punong-puno na siya, umaga pa lang, bukas na siya, di ba? So, ang dami-dami nang nakalagay doon sa loob, ang daming tabs and apps na mukha. Tapos kaya siya naglolo ko. So, when I had to refresh it, yung, sabi ni Sir Kim kanina, siguro ba kailangan natin i-reboot yung laptop. So that's what I did, no? I refreshed it. And now, see, it's functioning so well, di ba? Yun yung tayo, ganun din tayo, no? We need to learn when to stop. Okay, and when to connect. So, pwede din naman dito na, for example, nasa bahay ka, and you want to bake cake, bake ka ng cake, that's an achievement, and at the same time, because you like what you did, it's also pleasure, and then you share it with your family, that's connection. Remember that balance is self-care. Balance is self-care. Self-care is not just about pleasure, no, or pleasurable things. It's not just about me time. It's about connecting with other people, managing your time, managing your tasks, and doing something that's pleasurable for you. Because balance, self-care, meaning balance, leads to psychological well-being. So yung psychological well-being, yan yung healthy na mental health natin. So when you talk about psychological well-being, we follow the model of the medicine field, no, medical field, biopsychosocial, biological, your body, your mind, and your relationship. Sinasabi nga that a person doesn't need to be perfect, but at least the person knows how to balance, how to manage So, okay lang yun. Nakakaramdam ka ng anxiety. Okay lang yan. Pero at least, alam mo kung paano mo siya gagamitin, di ba? Kumbaga, kung medyo natatakot ka, alam mo kung paano mo i-counter yung takot mo. Kapag halimbawa ay nasusobrahan yung pleasure na ginagawa mo, ay, teka muna, kailangan ko tumigil at magtrabaho muna. Kasi baka mamaya, nakakasampung movie ka ng Netflix, meron ka palang isasubmit na work, di ba? So pagdating mo sa trabaho mo, ano na nangyari? Nangangarag ka lalo, di ba? So yun yung sinasabi na kailangan binabalance mo. I remember, ako dati, if I have work, I make sure that I finish it. For example, I have work on may lecture ako ng Saturday, Sunday, 8 to 5. Sisiguraduhin ko na tatapusin ko lahat ng ginagawa ko ng Friday bago ako bumiyahe dun sa venue. So minsan lumilipad ako ng Davao, Iloilo, ganyan. Ang ginagawa ko at the time was to take the first flight in kung saan yung venue ng talk ko. Alam niyo, bumabiyahe ako ng 3 a.m. And there was I think, half of the season of the review. Muntik na akong tumumba habang nagsasalita, habang nag-lecture, no? Sobrang hilong-hilo na ako na hindi ko na alam kung saan pumupunta yung sinasabi ko. And I requested for a break. That was the time when I realized I was not doing it good. It was not the proper way of working. Kasi may trabaho ka, punong-puno yung buong araw na yon na kailangan kaming animated because we're doing lecture for the review. Tapos pupunta ka nang hindi ka nakakatulong. So parang medyo may mali yata. So since then on, ang ginagawa ko, I had to negotiate to that connection. Kailangan ko sabihin na, teka muna sandali, pwede ba? Yan, so nag-negotiate ako ng schedule ko. And I said, can I be at the venue on a Friday or day before, whenever that is? So I have time to rest. O, di ba? May ganun. So kailangan i-connect mo yun. Kailangan sabihin mo rin kung ano yung mga pwede mong i-negotiate. Tapos, kung pumayag naman, so nandun ako, so, and then I prepare myself for the work. So that night, for example, the night before my talk, hindi ako lumalabas kahit sabihin mo may mga friends na nag-i-invite sa lugar niya. I don't go out. I just stay there. And that's the time that I watch my lecture. I edit it to prepare myself for the day, no? For the next day. So yung mga ganon, no? You need to prepare yourself for tasks. And that is, again, self-care, no? Kasama yon yung pagmamanage mo ng katawan mo, ng sarili mo. Yung alam mo kung ano yung dapat mong gawin. Yung nag-negotiate ka for your schedule. That is part of self-care. So remember, self-care means balance. Not perfection, but balancing things. And this is your psychological well-being. Balancing your pleasure, achievement, and your connection. So ang tanong, paano natin ito gagawin? Di ba? Paano natin ginagawa yung self-care na to? So like I said earlier on with the talk of Miss Christine, no, nakikita ko, oy, ganun yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So shorten natin ng konti yung ibang mga parts doon, no? Kasi nasabi na rin niya. And yes, I do agree with those. Because it's strongly evidence-based. Nakita sa mga pag-aaral na napaka-powerful ng mga tinatawag natin routine, no? So how do we do this? I'm going to show an acronym, no? So acronym na to, ito yung ginawa ko to talk na ako sa webinar about self-care. And then I realized, siguro mas maganda kung meron tayong words na dapat natin laging naiisip to remind us on how we can cope, no? For the new normal, okay? But what I'm going to share with you are not prescriptive, okay? When you say not prescriptive, you don't really need to follow exactly the examples that I will be giving you, no? Pwede mo siyang i-modify according to how you can do it, according to your source, according to your capacity and your ability. Okay? So now, how do we do self-care? Remember the word care. Ganun lang. How do you do self-care? Care. Paano? C. C is to be creative. You should learn how to be creative. No? So when you say creative, dito pumapasok yung binanggit yung Miss Christine kanina, follow a daily routine. So, okay tayo doon. Bakit ito importante? Sabihin lang natin Why is it important to follow a routine? Kasi your body and your mind are so related. What happens to your body is detected by your mind. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung sinabi ko kanina na you need to change your clothes.
Hello, Miss Yeng. Sorry, medyo choppy
Is
kayo
there
now all of a sudden. Kanina, okay
You know,
naman
it's
up until
very
this point.
powerful.
Medyo choppy kayo again. And I think pwede na tayo sa point na
Set
pag-wrap up na
boundaries
tayo para kasi baka kung ano pa
for
mangyari sa
your mind
connection and maka-move on na rin. Hello, Miss Yeng?
and your body. Yung damit mo, pag natulog ka,
Either delayed
pag yun ang suot
takbo or delayed
mo buong
pumasok
araw, nandoon pa rin
ano ni
yung
Miss Yeng sa akin.
alarm ng brain na pag nagbaba na may task kang gagawin. Task. I'll do everyone is shinare sa inyo. For example, change this, parang routine. Ayan. Hi, Sir Robert. O, pag nag-GIF, parang naloloka yung
Habang
connection natin.
naka-GIF nga naman. Sige po, ma'am.
Oo. Okay na siya. Okay na siya.
Okay na. Ma'am,
Oo, okay na.
dahil sa ano natin, naging technical difficulties, baka naubos na ang time natin. Baka pwede na po tayo mag either wrap up o faster yung pace. Sige ba? Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay na po kayo ulit yung signal niyo.
Oo.
Okay.
Oo. So, thank you for that. So, yun na yung sinasabi natin na kailangan alam natin, no, yung routine natin sa pagkain natin, no, yung routine natin sa pagtulog natin. Okay? So, we need to prepare ourselves for that. And the next one is, ayan, yung tulog natin is part of how we will create routine para mas maging maayos yung pacing natin for the day, no? And then, you need to be aware also. When you say aware, you should know the news. Importanteng alam mo yung news para alam mo rin kung ano yung mga dapat mong gawin. Hindi totoo yung sinasabi nila na kailangan positive ka, huwag ka makinig ng mga news. It's not true. You need to be aware because if you don't know what's going on, then you don't know how to manage it. And you should limit your news consumption to real sources. Aside from that is you should also recognize what you feel. So you need to do body scanning, no? Dapat alam mo at nare-recognize mo kapag ikaw ay pagod na, kapag ikaw ay may nararamdamang hindi tama, di ba? So you do body scanning. And with that, also part of recognition is recognizing the beautiful things, yes, and the not so beautiful things. So with that, we should pray so we will be able to, you know, kumbaga be able to show our gratitude, yan. So that's part of recognition, yung recognizing the good things also that's happening. So huwag tayong nega, huwag tayong laging tumitingin sa hindi maganda, no? Kailangan ay pag nakita mong meron hindi maganda, the next step is how can I make it better? Or how can I deal with it, no? So that's part of recognition. And of course, yun na nga, yung sinasabi natin na huwag din tayo magpo-focus sa mga, ay nakakatakot naman, ay ganito naman, no? Kailangan ma-manage natin siya by praying, no? Prayer is a very powerful psychological process. Aside from that is being able to show gratitude to everything that's going on. No? So whether mga challenges ito. So that's part of recognition. And lastly is to express. Alam nyo, kahit hindi tayo nagkakasama-sama, we don't see each other physically, we can still stay virtually connected with each other. Okay? We can call each other, we can send GIF, we can send messages of people we love. You should not allow the pandemic to stop us from getting together. And you should also not allow the pandemic to stop you from seeking help. No? There are counselors who do online counseling. There are also clinics open. Here in the South, merong Malabanan psychological clinic that's in Calamba, and then there's one here in Korea, the Sykes guide. No? So you can go and check this clinic if you need to talk, if you need to explain or express, and if you need to learn how to manage yourself. And may mga counselors naman na online naman, no? Like kami, we do online counseling or online therapy. Again, hindi ibig sabihin na hindi tayo basta-basta makakalabas, hindi rin tayo makakahingi ng tulong. It is very important that if there's anything there that you feel negative or positive, share it with sensible people, share it with trusted people. Never keep it to yourself. So always remember the word care. It is the time for us to demonstrate compassion and kindness because studies showed that if you show compassion and kindness to people, it is also one way of taking care of yourself. Remember the word care. Remember to take care of yourself because you cannot give what you don't have. So at this time of the pandemic, the most important thing is we are able to be more creative on how do we do our task. We need to be aware of what's going on around us. Let's recognize negative and positive challenges and let's learn to express ourselves. So with that, thank you so much. And in spite of the technical difficulties, we're able to make it. Thank you so much, Sir Robert.
Thank you, Miss Yang.
Ayan.
We're glad na nabigay natin ang inyong talk.
Nawawala ka na.
Ako naman nawawala ngayon. Hello,
Okay,
Miss
so there.
Yang.
Hi,
Ayan.
hi.
Well,
Hello.
hello.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we're very thankful na natuloy tayo sa inyong talk because, well, it's very informative from the start pa lang up until the end. And I guess we only have one time for one quick question. So,
Sure.
ang question ko, ma'am, is usually kapag halimbawa nagiging anxious na sobra na parang nahirapan ng gumalaw mag-isip. So, even if they know all these tips in mind, ang nabla-block off dahil sa level of anxiety nila. Ano yung pwedeng first step to take care of yourself kapag it's getting too much for you na hindi mo na maisip lahat ng ibang tips?
Oo, alam nyo, the very first step is body scanning. Dun sa salitang care, yung A and R, be aware and recognize. No? Body scanning. That's one reason why I said this talk actually would usually take 2 to 3 hours. No? Kasi it really needs to be explained. When you say body scanning, dapat aware ka sa galaw ng katawan mo. So for example, kapag na-anxious kasi ang tao, ang unang-una mo talaga mararamdaman dyan, nagpa-palpitate ka. Merong ibang tibok yung puso mo, yung iba, nagkakaroon ng tremor, tapos may tendency tayo, nagiging intrusive yung thoughts natin. Yung meron tayo mga iniisip, kahit na nanonood ka na enjoy ka sa panonood mo, biglang papasok yung anxious thoughts. Yan. So pag nangyayari na to, dapat ipasok mo, ngayon pa lang, oops, sandali. Nagpa-palpitate ako. So, ang una mong gagawin, find a place, sit comfortably. This is very powerful. Sit comfortably, and then watch your breathing. Pag mapapansin mo, pag anxious ka, mabilis ang tibok ng puso mo. So ang breathing kasi is one of the things that we usually take for granted. Pag humihinga ka ng mabilis, nare-reinforce yung anxiety. Kaya ang una mong gagawin, hihinga ka ng maayos. Slow breathe in, pause, and then breathe out. So dahan-dahan siya. Yung isang artist na kasama ko sa mga training, ang training na ginagawa niya, itong sasamahan mo is inhale, dahan-dahan, pause, exhale, hanggang umabot ka dito. Nakita ko sa mga pag-aaral, kapag mabagal ang hininga mo, gradual siya, inhale, exhale, nare-regulate yung mga anxious thoughts natin. And you will notice when you do that, when you start regulating your breathing, mapapansin mo na na-aware ka na sa katawan mo. Kapag nagka-tighten ng muscle mo, tighten mo siya, close, and then open. Close, and then open. And then you will feel yung mga dito makakaramdam ka ng parang sensation, and then later on you will feel relaxed. That is the first thing that you should do kapag nakakaramdam kayo ng anxiety. Breathe,
Okay.
muscle relaxation.
Okay, thank you, Miss Yang. So, para sa ating mga viewers na marami nga tayong tips, pero first step talaga, important ang first step. Ito ang awareness nga na sa ating katawan, sa ating breathing. So, thank you, Miss Yang. Sorry we have to cut short ang ating Q&A. Thank you so much for sticking with us until nagawa natin ang paraan. So, thank you. See you po again soon. Maybe you could invite me again.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so we will move now to our third session. As mentioned earlier, it will be a panel discussion. And to introduce our panel, I'll be introducing silang tatlo. There will be 3 people na part ng ating panel discussion. There's Miss Paula Kliatchko, a Recruitment Associate Manager of Accenture. Mr. Mark Chiang, Assistant General Manager of Asia Pacific Economic Enterprises Corporation or APEC, and Sir Jeph Moneda Sr., a Manager of HR Resourcing of Sykes. So, good afternoon to all. Check po natin if everyone would be able to connect ng maayos. So, there's Miss Pao, Sir Mark, and Sir Jeff. Yes, everyone is here. So to start po, I will be asking a question that one will address, each one of you will address, and then saka mas magiging fluid ang ating discussion. Okay po? So start tayo with a very generic question about how were you able to adapt yung inyong company sa pandemic? So after pandemic, ano yung mga steps nyo for adapting? Sige. Let's start with yung order ng I introduced you. So Miss Paula, Miss Pau, maybe you could start by answering the question.
Mhm. Hi, Robert. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. And to those online right now. So with us in Accenture, we actually responded very fast. In fairness to the company, as a global company here in the Philippines. So what we did basically is to devise our business continuity plan in such a way that our way to go forward is to make sure that everyone's equipped with their work tools. Everyone can adjust smoothly with the sudden changes in terms of the ways of working, in terms of handling their roles, and in terms of coordinating with each and everyone, both if their scope is internally or externally. So there. We are also very proud to see that our leaders were very responsive within this time of the pandemic. And so it really reflected with how we are able to equip everyone with online tools, virtual tools, and be able to work smoothly.
Okay, thank you, Miss Pau. I guess sa ating mga viewers, common na isipin natin na problem is paano rin mag-adjust. And sometimes we don't know if matutulungan ba tayo ng company. So thankfully, meron tulad ng Accenture, they made efforts up until providing sa online and work tools. So thank you for that, Miss Pau. Next tayo kay Sir Mark. Same question po.
Hi. Hi, Robert. Hi, Miss Paula
Sir.
and Joseph. Hi, and to all the viewers. We are engaged in the logistics chain or in the logistics industry. Nowadays, it has been the most important sector of of everything. You know, we have to deliver from the origin of the commodity onto the final destination. Our work is pretty much very demanding because we work on a time frame. Hindi katulad ng iba, we have luxury of time, pwede tayong mag-pause. In our world, you cannot pause, you have to deliver on a certain required na time. In Asia-Pacific Economic Enterprise, we did a lot of adjustment, we did a lot of um, planning to execute, to ensure that the movement of particularly the essential goods is not interrupted. Uh, we are engaged in the most premium mode of transport, which is air freight transport. So whatever you have now, whatever you need, if it comes from overseas or international origin, it has to be on board an airline, an aircraft that we represent here in the Philippines. And we needed to execute our plans very well, exactly. No? So all of these protocols, all of this necessary adjustment, we did everything. No? It's just that sa mundo namin, there are only chosen people like us na can really can really engage and commit to uh, yung need ng crisis ngayon. So yes, we are lucky, and on the other side, we are pretty much very very busy and challenged. But we did a lot. We did a lot of work to really deliver anything from basic essentials to the most premium goods. into your homes, into the hospitals and all. So that's what we did. That's what we're continued doing until now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Sir Mark. Well, we are very glad na kayo ay naka-adapt dahil kailangan natin lahat ng to abroad. I'm sure marami sa atin ay nakakakuha pa rin ng help from itong mga goods na transport from abroad. So, to our viewers, meron again mga industries tulad nga nito sa logistics that sa pag-adapt nila nadadagdagan pa ang kanilang load and thankfully may nagagawa tayo.
To add on, all the
Sige.
industries, we support it because we're the soul of the processing. We carry the goods from the origin to your doorstep. So yun, very 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 busy, very challenging kami sa mundo namin ngayon.
So I think our viewers can tell naman. I think may idea na sila kung paano nagiging sobrang busy ng inyong industry, sir. Let's move on kay Sir Jeph. Same po sa question natin earlier, ang ating adjustment sa pandemic for your company.
Yeah. First off, good afternoon, Robert, no, and for all of the viewers that's streamed right now. So, how did we adjust in Sykes in terms of the pandemic situation that we encountered right now? So, first off, let me describe some of the challenges that we faced when we are in this pandemic situation. So, from a recruitment or sourcing standpoint, we experienced that having applicants going to our recruitment hubs as compared to before, wherein we are receiving around 80 to 100 applicants per day in one of our sites. And now during when March started during the pandemic situation, it started to die down. And in fact, right now all our recruitment hubs is actually closed. And second, for our accounts, for some of our accounts, it went on EOL. One of which is our travel account. That caused a lot of agents for redeployment. So, virus actually changed the way we do our jobs. So from brick and mortar, meaning from our setup going to the office, now we're doing it work from home. From physical to virtual applicants, so meaning from face-to-face interactions in our office, now we are processing our applicants virtually via Zoom, via mobile phone, or whatever it is that's available to process from our applicant side. From face-to-face, getting referrals from our employees, and now we're doing it via Zoom sessions. From our job fairs in malls, now we're doing it online. We call it online job hunts. And then from our contract signing, actual paper contract signing, now we're doing it electronic signatures. Okay, so that's from a recruitment and sourcing standpoint. From our operations standpoint, now we are able to provide computers and internet connection to our employees. From operations standpoint, from the agents doing call outs, they are the ones generating income for the company. So it's imperative for us to provide them with the assets that they need in order to perform their jobs. So I'm actually proud to say that Sykes transformed everything, that the ones that I have mentioned earlier, instantaneously. So meaning from starting the pandemic in March. So by the end of before the March ends, everything is almost set up, virtually. So which I'm proud to say we're in, from providing internet connection to our employees, assets, laptops, everything, shuttles who will be delivering all of the, so that's how we transform everything. So everything goes virtual during this pandemic situation. And, let me just share that until now, we are doing, the virtual processing from the operation side, from recruitment side, and for all other departments that we have in Sykes.
Okay. So thank you, Sir Jeph, for our viewers na nag-aalala how they would be able to apply and kung paano sila ma-hire even up until the signing of the documents yan. So Sir Jeph introduced na ang ginagawa natin ay pwede na rin ng online from doing e-signatures and such. Sir Jeph, since nandito na rin tayo sa inyo, I will ask you a question addressed to your company, to you, maybe to ask, to say more about your company. Pero yung ibang members of the panel, Ms. Pau and Sir Mark, you could, pwede naman kayo sumingit to add something. So Sir Jeph, since you mentioned about recruitment, Common question is kung titingnan nyo ang ating viewers ay iba't iba ang kanilang courses. So, we have a lot of viewers, different courses, and a common concern is when it comes to applying, tapos yung course nila wala masyadong position. Yung openings nyo ba can accept mga different na courses?
Yeah. Insights, just to share, in terms of the sensitivity of the courses, I can say that we have one of the most diverse courses that we have, and we're actually proud to say that we are accepting, whichever course that they have, and for so long as we have different qualifications, by the way, in different programs that we have. Just to share for some of the accounts that we have right now, we are hiring for customer service support located in our ATC site. So in that account, we are accepting any kind of courses, for so long as that person finished at least 2 years in college. So we have qualifiers, meaning you have to undergo the communication or language assessment. So if you will pass or reach a certain level of English communication skills, whatever course you have, you can actually make it through.
Okay, so I bet that's good news for our viewers, and also mention nga 2 years in college, any course yan. Keep that in mind, our viewers. I'd like to ask the same question to Sir Mark, coming from a different industry. What can you say po about yung different courses that you'd be able to accommodate?
Right now, we are in need of finance and accounting supervisors as well as managers. So, as you know, uh, this requires a level of skills, no? Because we're dealing with accounting, numbers, of course. Um, it is not an absolute requirement that you finish a finance or accounting course, but of course we have our criteria uh, and qualifications, no, that we require, and of course experience. If you prove the legibility or your that we can accept you on the job, then why not? We are open to any course, no, na natapos na applicant. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Sir Mark. Again, to our viewers, you heard ang pag-share ni Sir Mark about pag-accommodate nila ng course. Okay, lipat naman tayo to another question. This one's addressed to Miss Pao. Miss Pao, I'm not sure if naabutan nyo, but our previous topic was about mental health. Tanong ko lang, I think I have a vague idea kasi of what Accenture does para sa employees nila about ito nga sa kanilang mental and even physical health. So, meron po ba kayong current na ginagawa or share nyo na rin, I guess, yung ginagawa nyo before the pandemic para ma-assist ang ating mga workers outside ang kanilang?
Sure. So in terms of what we've been doing with Accenture, since we are, I can say, and I'm proud to say that we are a high advocate of work and life blend. Even pre-COVID or before the pandemic, we've had several organization initiatives, engagement opportunities for each of the programs or groups or departments within Accenture. I won't go in detail with the different initiatives, but basically, you will definitely see the proof or yield of these programs through say, what I can share are the high engagement rate of the employees, as well as the security that they feel working for a company such as Accenture. Now comes the pandemic that we're experiencing right now. In a way, we are able to, as fast as we have shifted the ways of working to virtual connection and activities for the employees, the um, the engagement programs also, in a way, strive to push for virtual initiatives. I think what I like about one particular engagement that we had is to go to the extent of delivering food and gifts, wellness gifts care baskets to talents of different groups. So it depends per department or per project, as I say. So there are a lot of activities going on for each of the projects, and I think we um, can also contribute that to the leadership team for Accenture, who continuously provide support with all the talents within all levels within the organization. So there.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Pau. To our viewers, I hope you saw na from the answer ni Miss Pau how they've supported ang kanilang workers before and even more so after ng pandemic. And I'm sure patuloy-tuloy pa yan. I'd like to address this to Sir Mark. Sir Mark, so from the previous answer ni Miss Pau, she mentioned about the work and life blend, which I guess pinagdadaanan ng lahat. But gusto ko siya address sa inyo because earlier you were mentioned about ang bigat ng load nyo ngayon. So how are you able to handle this despite yung extra load ngayon given this time?
Yes, correct. The pandemic came in so quick. Every one of us were not prepared. No, hindi kami prepared. But we need to adjust as quick as we can. We need to say apply yung balance of our life and our work. Our work requires us to be here 24/7 because we have flights in the morning, in the afternoon, and then at dawn. No, it's a 24. It's a clockwork. No, uh, we did small adjustments. We did small initiatives. We are not prepared now to engage in projects to enhance lang and to make the and to make things lighter, no? In that sense, kasi limited. Eh. So in the work place, we make it sure that we have a very happy environment. We are, of course, uh, concerned about our families at home as well because we cannot work virtually. We can on the teams na support sila or not engaged in the actual loading and unloading of shipments and cargo. But basically, most of us are engaged on the physical activity, so may physical contact. So this worries us so much. Our families worry. But we did some initiative, no, on our own. For example, on a weekly or a monthly basis, we have small contests. We forecast kung ilan yung malulod namin or ilan yung darating na cargo, how many tons, and kung sino yung pinakamalapit, we give prizes, ganyan. We make it sure na pag break time, we don't talk about work. We just talk about fun things about your family, whatever you are wearing. We make fun of what we are wearing or what we've been, parang ganun. All comedy, all joke, all good vibes. For 1 hour, it really helps us a lot. As a head of the organization, I always go out of my office. I always do a little parang session just to keep them in line with yung personal nila na mga buhay. We ask each and everyone kung ano yung baon namin, kung masarap ba or hindi, kung sino nagluto, kung hindi masarap ang lasa, like that. These small things, no, has a very, very big effect, especially when we are. So, in general, yes, we do some initiatives on our own. Tinutulungan namin ang sarili namin. The organization is working as it is. May mga extra activities kami to still feel the balance, to do the balance or life and work. We know the pressure, we know the demands, we know then how to be happy at work. Parang ganun. So everything's cooperative, everything's in 100%. No, we know what we committed clients namin, sa public, sa lahat ng umaasa sa amin, from the shipment of the face mask and everything else, the colognes, and whatever you ordered in Lazada, we came from China. It comes in onboard our flights. We make it sure that it goes to your doorstep on time, whatever it is, your makeup or uh, accessories or something like that to make you happy. And so we do this. We do everything from the smallest initiative to more serious or more challenging. We do basta lang maging okay yung operations ng organization.
Okay, thank you, Sir Mark. I'd like to point out na ang sagot ni Sir Mark ay very close dun sa advice then given to us sa previous talk about the small things adding up in the end. Sabi nga ni Sir Mark, from damit, baon, seems trivial pero pag nag-add up dyan sa 1 hour niya lang, it affects a lot of people positively. Sige. Next question, move on tayo. This one's addressed to Sir Jeph. Sir Jeph, usual na talks that we give to our viewers and usual concern then is when it comes to sa kanilang virtual interviews. They have these challenges pagdating sa virtual interviews. Sabihin natin na hindi na challenge ang connection, ang place, ang ano. Challenge for them is actually answering. And for some reason, hindi sila at ease. There's something about being away from the interviewer na sobrang makalikot sila or what. Yung mannerisms nila, even if wala sa harap ng interviewer, meron pa rin nakikita. So what advice can you give yung ating mga viewers, especially since you are sa recruitment side?
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for that question, Robert. So one thing that I can say, about that is that maybe as an advice, if putting my shoes in the place of the applicant, maybe you need to prepare. If you know that you have an interview or someone will call you from recruitment from a big or from a company, so you need to prepare. You need to ensure that you have the conducive space. There's no distraction. There's no from the previous speaker. There's no barking dogs at the background. In short, there's no distractions. So you have to be prepared because of course when you apply there will be an appointment. For sure, the schedule of your appointment, and for sure if it's going to be tomorrow, for example, you have to prepare your place. You have to ensure. My advice is for you to have a room maybe, or which has a strong signal where the recruiter can call you clearly and has mobile data for video interviews. So second would be, of course, for you to be at ease or for your comfort as an applicant, you have to practice speaking in English, of course. Stand in front of a mirror, talk to yourself, read an English magazine, or until you get used to speaking in English, until you not knowingly you're speaking it like it's your language. So that's it. And you have to practice, you have to be prepared with all of these things in order for you to be comfortable in doing interviews virtually.
Thank you, Sir Jeph. So, sa ating mga viewers, very important na umabot kayo sa point where you'd be comfortable speaking, and it comes with practice then. We're about to wrap up. I will give each panelist time to give last words of encouragement, announcements, or what. You have the floor to you. You could say what you want. And actually, I'm glad kasi ang ating viewers are very responsive today. Ayan, even if ang post nila ay heart sign lang. So thank you very much to our viewers. We know that you are there. So this message would be for you. Let's start with Ms. Pao.
Thank you, Robert. Well, in behalf of Accenture in the Philippines, we'd like to thank everyone for listening in. We are in this, they call it new normal, but with Accenture, we have a never normal term about it in such a way that you just have to blend in, as this type of crisis is somehow very fluid, so we'll never know when it ends or whatnot. So we just have to be ready about it. With Accenture, we are very glad to again announce and share that we have actually transitioned our recruiting activities online. So which means that for everyone who will be interested to apply, um, by the way, to share earlier, any courses, we are actually hiring for any courses. So for Accenture, you just need to apply directly via our Jobs 180 site or microsite. It's jobs180.com/Accenture. We have there the list of our job opportunities for all courses, in the customer service representative entry level job ad, for us to be able to match you with the different projects regardless of your course. So basically, we're open also to accepting any courses for most of our job postings in Jobs 180 right now. So we'll hear from you soon. And since we don't have that much time here, hopefully I will be able to answer your questions once you get into your application with us. That's it. Thank you, Robert. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Miss Pao. Move on na po tayo agad kay Sir Mark. Same po, final words for our audience.
Okay, thank you for having me. Thank you for mentioning my company. Again, the logistics industry has been very instrumental in ensuring the global uh, movement of all the goods, particularly essential items. We continue to work to continue to supply the demands. Um, we've been the most important sector in this crisis, and we played a pivotal role during this crisis, and it will surely shape the post-pandemic. And we are very grateful that our company, Asia Pacific Economic Enterprise Corporation, is part of this process. If you want to be involved in a very dynamic industry organization, uh, technically overwhelming, please send your applications to us. Um, this is very challenging world, but this is also your opportunity to see the world for free. We are in the gateway. Every commodity that comes in and out of the country, it symbolizes the. It's like you're traveling, from different countries, just seeing these commodities and having it in your hand. So that's the value of being in this industry. It's like the window of the world. It's the gateway. Whatever this you have now, it should come from somewhere else, and it should be carried by a transport mode, and airline mode. Air freight transport is the most exciting logistics mode. So we welcome you. Most of the applicants, you just visit our website 8peak.com.ph. Our contact numbers are there. You can call us anytime, and we will be more than glad to hear from you. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Mark. Last, diretso na po tayo kay Sir Jeph. Final word, sir.
Yeah. First off, it's a pleasure, no, being your panelist for today. So thank you, Jobson, Inti, for having me, and thank you for everyone who listened during the talk, the 30-minute talk that we have together with the Accenture and APIC. So for those interested to apply with Sykes, you may simply go to www.jobs180.com/Sykes. So you may visit that website, and then you may course your application to it. Okay. So for my last word, so maybe for me, life is a matter of perspectives. Okay. So during this pandemic situation, we don't have any choice but to look at it the way we want it to see. Okay. So uh, it may be a negative situation, but if you're going to look at it on a positive way, there's a lot of opportunities still. There's jobs, together with the three companies in this session. So there are opportunities still that you can apply. So we have learned a lot. We have we have discovered that doing virtual in recruitment, in operations, in whatever jobs we do, that it's possible. So, for the ones listening in this call, so keep on, do not stop, because the moment you stop, as exploring for opportunities, that's the time that you lose. Okay. So please keep on exploring. Please keep on going through. It's not, it's not, it doesn't mean that if you fail a particular interview, that's the end of it. Do not stop. Keep on exploring. Keep on repeating what you do, and just look at the reasons why. Okay, so that's it.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sir Jeff. To our viewers, as mentioned by our panelists, you could check their website, School Jobs 180 site, to learn more about the company, look at their job openings. If hindi nyo napapansin, nasa ilalim nyo siya, going across your screen. So it's www.jobs180.com/Accenture para kala Miss Pao, jobs180.com/APEC. Please take note, double E siya. I think sometimes na miss ng iba. Double E yung sa APEC. For Sir Mark. And last, www.jobs180.com/Sykes para kila Sir Jeph. So thank you so much to our panelists. This would end our session, and hopefully we could invite you again, maybe as a panelist again, panel member, or baka merong isang topic, tulad ng first two topics that you can cover. So thank you. Hope see you again. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Stay
Thank
safe.
you. Thank you, Sir Jeff. Thank you, Miss Paula.
Okay, so that's it for our third session. As mentioned, silipin nyo ang kanilang Jobs 180 account. Pero just to remind you, para makapag-apply kayo sa kanila, you would need your Jobs 180 account, and ang gagawin nyo doon ay ang inyong resume link. So go to our account, jobs180.com, and then register. Register kayo, and don't forget please to verify your account sa inyong email that you used. Verify your account so that pagdating sa jobs180.com, pwede kayo makapag-apply. Okay, so that's it. We're about to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being active up until the end. For yung mga basic na reactions nyo, nakita ko na talagang nakarelate kayo sa kailangan nyo ng tulog. Oo pa rin, I can relate with you. So thank you to the schools, to our school partners na nag-mention, disseminate the info about this. From Dr. Philemon C. Aguilar Memorial College of Las Piñas, Lyceum of Alabang, Olivares College, we will have a representative later for the closing remarks. Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Muntinlupa, Pats College of Aeronautics. Miss Jane was here earlier, if I'm not mistaken. San Beda, Alabang, Southville International School and Colleges. I saw Ma'am Belen, I saw your comment earlier. Thank you for being with us today. And UPHSD, Las Piñas, next to Ma'am Merle, Ma'am Nora, and earlier Dr. Loreto. So to formally close our program, we would like to invite the Program Chair of the College of Tourism Management and Head of Placement and Linkages of Olivares College, Ms. Janice Leipasete. Good afternoon, Ms. Janice.
Hi,
So
good
thank you for
afternoon.
preparing your remarks. I will be leaving for a while, and then after your remarks, babalik din po ako. Thank you.
All right, noted. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today you are all fortunate to have been given fresh insights on how to cope with the challenges of the new normal and enlightened on business opportunities that can open horizons for all and work opportunities that are close to where we all live. Jobs 180 is helping and has been helping everyone to become resilient in this trying time. Positive manners, an open mind, perseverance, and determination coupled with faith will lead us all through. In Japan, they have an old saying that goes ichigo ichi. It is literally translated as one precious opportunity to meet someone in all your life. Originally, the word is one of the most important rules of a Japanese ceremony, which means that when you have a tea ceremony, you must do your best thinking that it is your only chance to have that ceremony with people there at the time in all of your life. The same thing can be applied to meeting people. Even if you have other opportunity, you should think that it is only one chance or give them the last one to meet them in all of your life. Make it work. Give it your best, have faith, And I would like to close my remarks and officially announce the end of the webinar, wishing the future prosperity of all the participants. And once again, thank you, Jobs 180.
Thank you, Miss Janice. It's very much appreciated that you took the time to join us today, even coming dun sa ating tech dry run, sa ating frequent back and forth sa email. So thank you very much. We appreciate the effort from you, Olivares College, to do this sa aming webinar na for our school partners in MuntiParLas. Thank
It's
you.
our pleasure. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so just a few announcements before we close. Kung meron kayong gusto balikan, kung late kayo dumating, kung na-disconnect kayo or what, makikita nyo pa rin ang recording nitong live session natin sa aming Facebook group. So, search nyo lang Jobs 180 like yung page namin para makita nyo yung notifications. And then, hanapin nyo yung video play. And also, pwede nyo tingnan yung videos before. Nandyan din yun. Play nyo lang din. And sabi ko nga kanina, we will have future webinars. So, samahan nyo kami sa mga webinars. Invited din kayo doon. Even if sabihin natin, targeted ang ibang areas, yung topics doon would still apply to you. So, please join us there. So, tomorrow we have a session immediately and then we have some next week. So, please join us. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you very much for coming. Hope that you were able to learn a few things today and apply it later on. So message us for whatever reasons sa aming Jobs 180 page. And yes, this closes our program today. Once again, this is Robert from Jobs 180. Stay safe, everyone. See you soon and goodbye.